porn could have saved the Earth. In fact, I don't know how they weren't getting broadcasted at the moment they entered the system. Oh, you know what it is? Those damn politicians and their age check verifications. They couldn't get the porn because of the age check verification. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back to start our run through the Macross Delta movies and extras and whatnot. Obviously, we're starting with the first movie today. We have a board, we have notes. Well, I have notes, Theta over here has thoughts.
Yeah.
Theta has notes, Lessons has thoughts. Which is also a confusion for me sometimes. When I go back and look at the old way that I would put chapters into videos, I used to call this section, what originally was Theta's Thoughts, because I was the only one coming with anything. And then I just started labeling it Thoughts. And then recently, I would say last month or so, I'm just changing that to Notes, because they're technically notes and not thoughts. And now you have thoughts and I have notes. Well, as I can assume that we're probably going to be heading into a real negative territory coming soon, I thought what I'd do is gamify the start of this episode. So we're going to play a game, Lessons. I've gone back, well, to what I was able to do anyway, into all the Macross stuff that we've watched so far. And I have pulled some quotes from characters.
Okay.
And it's going to be your job to guess who said the quote. And I've tried my best to make them like main characters of shows or main cast of shows. So there's not going to be any like weird side characters you would never be able to guess the name of. Everybody on this list, I would expect you to know their name. So I think I have 21. So we're going to say to succeed, you need to get at least 10 right.
Oh boy.
And you're going to have one bonus one, obviously. One bonus point to help you along, since again, 20 would be half. I'm saying you need to get half, and then you have one bonus question.
Okay.
You ready? And no opening other windows. I can tell when you've opened another window, your glasses need to have the same exact reflection. Okay.
My hands are here.
Alright, your first quote. Life without pain isn't real life.
Life without pain is. I think that was in Macross Plus, and it was said by Samuel Dyson.
There you go. 1 point. Put 1 point on the board. I don't know where the board's going to be. All right. Quote number 2. Listen to my song.
Lasara. Max 7.
And?
Mylene.
Oh, so close. Actually, I'll give you the point because Basara was right. And Cheryl Name.
Cheryl Name.
She frequently likes to quote that. She takes it as her own.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if I was going to make it you needed to get both or not, but I think both is fine. I knew you were going to get Basara. All right, quote number 3. I wish everyone would die except you and me.
I think that was Cheryl Apple, Mac Plus.
Oh, your first loss. That was Min-Mei.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yep. Now I remember the scene, yeah. You're right.
Of course I'm right. Sorry, I'm just also realizing I should probably mark these so I know which ones you've gotten right and wrong. All right, your fourth quote. People lose their way when they have nothing to believe in.
One of the Nome sisters? I think so. Which one? I'm drawing a blank on which of the Nome sisters said it. And I don't get partial answers. Sorry, no.
I mean, you said Name sisters. You won't even want to guess one of them?
No, it's just I'm forgetting their actual names, their first names. That's the problem I have right now. Like, I know they're both of them, and I think it's the oldest.
I'll throw you a lifeline here. There's Sarah, and then there's
that's
Mal.
just the oldest. Sarah Norman.
Okay, you're completely wrong. Not even from Macross Zero. That's from Ray Lovelock.
Ah.
I was going to say, yeah, I can't take partial answers, but there's 3 Names in the show, so
Yeah, that's
technically
Cheryl's one.
4 if you
Yeah.
count her dad. All right, next. Which is more important, your hair or your life?
Hikaru.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Sing whenever you want to sing. That's what singing is.
Ayate to Freya.
Incorrect. That is another Basara
Oh.
quote.
Oh.
I guess this is also going to be an element of in quiz shows they often do songs, and the person saying the lyrics does not sing them in the cadence of the song. I'm saying these quotes as I'm reading them, not as they were said.
True.
Luck is one of my many skills.
That's Isamu Dyson again.
Correct. I live for the sound of a jet engine.
Isamu. Roy Fokker.
So close. It was Osamu. Music and missiles. We're going to transmit both to every corner of the galaxy.
Makima.
Incorrect. Ray Lovelock. Well, you have to remember there is not going to be a lot of other characters who said a lot of stuff in Macross 7 that are main characters. Not a lot of Vafidus quotes going to be on here. I'll tell you ahead of time.
No.
You owe me 11 lunches.
Could know this one.
You should.
Not Cheryl. No, actually, it wasn't Macross Plus. They didn't say that in Macross Frontier. Ranka.
Incorrect. Gould. Gould to Osamu. As you remember, he bought him 13 lunches before, and they're trading off some of those lunches. Remember now, because you almost never find a woman as good as me.
Cheryl.
There you go. First one right in a while. And I will let you know ahead of time. This one is a trick.
Oh, okay.
Today, First Lieutenant Hikaru Ichijo, also known as Crash King, tried to fly his bike into space.
That was said while he was dreaming, but who said it? Who was the announcer? I think it was Misa.
As I said, no background NPCs in this quiz.
Yeah, Misa.
Incorrect. Well, maybe it is correct. I don't actually know, but I'll give you the point because you told me where it was from. I'm labeling this as Hikaru said it because it was his dream. So technically,
yeah, it wasn't his dream, but he wasn't saying it in his own voice.
Doesn't matter. Everything in your dream is your own head, so I'm putting it as Hikaru. But again, you told me where it was from, so I'm giving you credit. Phantasms, by the way, name of the episode. I'm not alone anymore now that you're here with me.
Is that Ranka?
Was that your final answer?
Yeah, that's Ranka, yeah.
Incorrect. That is Minmay.
Oh.
Does it make you feel good to use all those big words to tell me I'm going to die?
Hikaru?
Oh, incorrect. Cheryl Name. And you can imagine speaking to who. This isn't the kind of feeling I put into my song.
I'm going to go with Ranka again.
You were so close. Basara. I mean, by so close, the person you said it wasn't going to be. You see, this is originally why this was going to be a Freya or Basara quiz. Some of these characters just say stuff that's just exactly what you think every other character would say. Wanna guide me in, Lieutenant Grandma?
That was Hikaru.
Oh, you're wrong. That's Roy Fokker.
Oh, yeah, because he was in that conversation where they say, Cole said, old lady, and then Roy says, oh, by the way,
You came to hear me sing?
Okay.
You would think so, wouldn't you? Basara.
Oh.
Oh my god, I hit someone.
Gerald?
Wrong again. I don't think you're passing this quiz. Basara.
Oh, yeah, he gets angry at, what's her name, for getting into that fight.
Well, then he hits somebody defending her.
Yeah.
But I also thought, it reads like somebody got into a car accident or something, and we know that there was
Yeah.
that Frontier episode, so it's like, my song. They have to listen to my song.
That's Cheryl.
Oh, you're so wrong. That's Freya.
Yeah.
Literally
Oh,
from
in
the
the last
last
episode.
episode. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the inspiration for doing this. I
Mhm.
thought you were going to think it was Basara. And it's like, the question is, would I put 3 Basara quotes back to back? Even though I sing, I still can't reach anyone.
That's bizarre.
You think I would put that many Basara quotes back to back? Well, you're still wrong anyway, even though the joke, it's Myung. I put all these plus ones in just for you. Alright, here's your last one, which technically was supposed to be your bonus. I want to touch you.
That could be so many characters.
Could it be? Because I can only think of at least 2.
I'll say Cheryl.
Oh, you're wrong. Sharon Apple. See, that's what I was thinking. Also, Cheryl, because Cheryl's the most direct about physical stuff. Let's see. How many did you get wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Well, to be fair, you didn't study for the quiz, so that means you got 6 right out of 21.
That's not even a third. Yeah. 18. Yeah, fourth. A little less than a fourth.
And back to, we're
over a
bad at
fourth.
math. Anyway, like I said, I thought we should have some fun before whatever happened. Obviously, I would suck ass at this. I don't remember anything anyone says. Mine would have all been, who feels like they would say that? If it's about singing, Basara. If it's about touching stuff, Cheryl. Alright, well, as I said before, we have a board, which means I have a board change log. I marked Marianne as alive. I think one of the 2 times I've ever done that on a board. I marked Royd and Keith as dead. I changed the line from Chaos to Windermere to white. Like, they worked together. I don't know if it's going to be a lasting thing. And I connected both Chaos and the Windermere lines to Royd with a red line. I almost thought about just putting like a red box around him, because technically he's like the enemy of everyone. But they're the ones fighting him. This wasn't a Grace situation, where we brought in everyone. Because we couldn't. The nuns tried to, kill everyone last episode.
Yeah.
Technically, I guess it kind of makes Asamu our enemy.
If he's still a high-ranking officer in the nuns.
Well, we never knew if he was a high-ranking officer. Just the element that he is part of the nuns, and effectively everybody in the nuns is our enemy right now.
Yeah. I do have a comment about that, which is pretty interesting, that it didn't happen. Because we get to see some visions of people connecting to each other, but oops.
I have some notes. However, I didn't have that many prescient feelings, or not feelings, things I needed to comment about during the episode. In fact, I had a whole thing about, I do not like how they used the concept of love to defeat Royd at the end. But I ended up deleting it because it just doesn't make a lot of sense, my objection. But, as the only one who's coming in with notes, I guess I'll just go through my notes, and then you can give your thoughts off the top of your head. It's kind of funny how pinpoint shields have developed over time in Macross. I guess they've bent over backwards to not have traditional shields in universe. I can't really see any reason why they wouldn't just have full 360 fold shielding by this point, but I guess the element of individually calculated single shielding is one of the elements that makes Macross unique.
I think, in fact, they even said it in the original when they had the whole cover.
The rollerball.
No, but they actually, remember the original Macross eventually ended up with an entire shield that
No,
covered
remember
the
it
ship.
kind of blew up.
Yeah,
so apparently that's
one
why
aspect.
Well, remember,
and two,
I'm
you
thinking
can't
also
fire
the
through-
protoculture. The protoculture had full shields, so
Yeah, you can't fire through your own shields.
protoculture can.
I guess they have. Yeah, but I don't know. They developed that ability too.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that means the technology. The idea being that anything you see anybody else do, you should be able to
You
do
can
with a
copy.
sufficient understanding of how the technology
Yeah.
works. So you're saying that you can't do it, but you can't do it yet. You know? They said you can't teleport through a shield in Star Trek, but then they fucking did.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that we've gone from trackballs to what I guess computer-assisted pinpoint shield tech.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't see any reason why they couldn't. Like, how much money are we trying to save per episode? Instead of having them animate pew, pew, do, 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 all over the place, they can just shield.
And this is not the first time you mentioned this, but yeah,
I think it's the first time I've mentioned it.
that you remember.
Yes. To be fair, though, everything in my life is based on what I remember. For all I know, we could have recorded this episode 2 hours ago, and I don't remember. So I guess the implication was that it wasn't just humans with Vajra full bacteria in them, and everyone that drank the water and ate the apples. The song just hit everyone in the galaxy regardless, which means despite Gepernick almost consuming the entire galaxy, they never really extended beyond the solar system that they were in. The same thing for Grace. Her threat never got beyond the Vajra that she was controlling. I guess this makes Royd the most galactic threat we've ever had in the series so far.
I guess. I have thoughts about that.
Well, I
which
mean,
I
he
will
got
wait
there,
till.
is my point.
Yeah.
Grace was going to threaten everybody. She didn't get out of her solar system. Gepernick was going to threaten everybody. He didn't get out of his solar
Well,
system.
the Vajra did jump into attack places, so I guess her threat was galactic, at least widespread.
Are we
She didn't
taking...
get to control people, but she did take, send fleets to attack places. So that was
places, though.
threat.
Again, not galactic. Are we to assume the places that we saw attacked were the only places attacked, or are we assuming that the Vajra are attacking everywhere all at once?
Which would mean that the Vajra are numbered in the millions at least.
They are
not
all over
billions.
the galaxy, they said.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, is that obviously I forgot the fact that they attacked places, but the idea being that I don't think they attacked everywhere.
No. But key places, certainly.
So,
Eden,
yeah.
Earth.
So that makes
they were going to. We don't see any battles.
That makes it more than Gepper. Well, of course they couldn't have. They sent all their available forces to attack Grace instead of apparently defending themselves. But my point being is that I guess that makes Grace more than Gepernick. Gepernick could have eaten the whole galaxy, was stopped. Grace threatened a number of places in the galaxy, but not the whole galaxy, and was stopped. Royd threatened everyone in the galaxy, I guess, and was stopped. Another visual fail. Royd indicates the whole galaxy, but then we keep getting shown 5 galaxies spinning together. Kind of like when Civil took Basara on a flight around the galaxy and we saw them passing by numerous galaxies.
There's one way to interpret that. The other interpretation I would have is that these are different visions of the same object. Like, it is the Milky Way, but he's seeing it in different aspects, right?
I don't think so.
Because
I don't think you put
it's the same galaxy with multicolored. One is yellow, the other one is red, the other one is blue. So,
I think they're just different galaxies. And not for nothing, we've referenced other galaxies. Well, yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything that they look the same.
I mean, they don't. They have different colorations. Why would they?
What? You said they look the same, and I said it doesn't matter.
They have the same structure.
I'm saying it doesn't matter that they look the same, and your response to that comment doesn't make any sense.
No, because I said they were red. One was red, one was yellow, one was blue. I think there were 3 of them.
There's 5
and
of them.
I think it's...
That's why I mentioned in my note. There's 5 of them. They all spin at different sections, and then they start coming together. I'm saying that those are separate galaxies. And again, not for nothing, this isn't even the first show that references other galaxies. I'm not talking about now my reference to the fact of Basara and Civil's flight. I'm talking about the element that the Vajra were sending a message to another galaxy. I guess it assumes that there are Vajra in other galaxies too.
Possibly.
Well, they were sending a friendly song to another galaxy, a song of hello. And that's in, obviously, Macross Frontier. So Macross Frontier already assumes there's another galaxy, and then, we've got Alto thing about the Labyrinth of Time signal. So I would just assume those are other galaxies.
I just thought that they were different versions of the same galaxy, but that's my take on it.
Well, I guess this is just one of those all takes are valid, absence of proof or evidence. Maybe they were all pinwheels being formed in a oven. That's how you make a pinwheel. By the way, I'm talking about the cinnamony treat, not
Oh,
not the plastic pinwheel that you blow on.
yeah, that was like,
Let's see here. One of the flashbacks was of Hayate in his father's arms, clearly old enough to remember his dad. I have to assume he only got out and about in the galaxy once he was old enough, implying that he spent a fairly good amount of time with his old man. So how did it never come up that he was a pilot? The fact that it was a surprise reveal for Hayate seems increasingly not to make sense for me.
yeah, I think it was one of those, because he knew he was a soldier and he worked for the nuns, but he didn't know he was a pilot, or, yeah, it wasn't no pilot. I think it was like, oh, we got to keep this a secret till the audience doesn't know. But then that makes it dumb because he should know. Like, yes, my dad was a pilot, right?
So
Which he should have brought, which brings me back to another point, which he should have said earlier, right? Like, oh, hey, I'm flying a plane, just like my old man, right? That could have been relevant earlier, but again,
at the end,
this
his
show
mother
doesn't
sent
do
him all
that.
that stuff. But I
Mhm.
was just thinking, I almost put my boyfriend's a pilot into the quote thing, but I thought, oh, that's fucking too obvious. Minmay's Hayate's dad. Uh, I think they ran out of stuff to flash to, because two of their humanoids are being joined into one consciousness shots were Macross 7 and Macross Frontier.
Yeah, but I think that's also what they're trying to do is like put them all in the same continuity. Like, you can't ignore Seven, you cannot ignore this. They're all part of the same story. We got to make sure you
Well,
know
I mean,
this.
they used the shots from Berger's flashback into history, but
Yeah,
they didn't use all of the shots. Also, it just occurs to me now, they didn't use anything from Macross Plus.
I guess Cheryl does. No, not Cheryl. Sharon is not alive, and if she was, she would be a machine. So how compatible should be with
Yeah,
this
but
network?
Miyun and Osamu are alive and
Yeah.
about. Well, I don't know if Miyun's still alive, but we know Osamu was back in Frontier. I guess if they include Frontier, they can include Osamu. But, I mean, there was no shot of it. I guess because, technically, the events that happened at Eden don't matter. Oh, never mind.
Oh,
They did plus. Never mind. That's our whole commentary about Sharon Apple's skirt and the robot thing.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did plus by. No, they didn't. Not sorry, not plus. Zero. They didn't do zero.
They didn't talk about Birdman.
I mean, because they started with the crash of the SDF Macross when it was a Supervision Army ship. That's my greatest disappointment of this entire fucking series. And we never came back to the Supervision Army. I know people in the comments have been like, "Oh no, they explained why the Supervision Army's not around or whatever." No, they haven't. No, they haven't. That is, it's the second series we watched, right? We went from Macross Zero to SDF Macross, and my biggest interest was like, "Ooh, I can't wait till we find out more about the Supervision Army," especially since right there at the end of SDF Macross, they left like an extra wrecked ship as like a cliffhanger to bring us back to at some point in the future.
Which apparently had a recent battle with the Centrati, so they were still fighting.
Well,
So I think that was
they didn't say
ongoing.
it was recent battle. They said it might be a trap, so we didn't go there. But I assume at some point someone must have gone back. Special mission, investigate the Supervision Army ship. It's my greatest disappointment so far. I can only hope maybe that's what the next series is about. My last note here. So a bunch of Windemirians just had their lives shortened by the events of the show, I imagine. A lot of them got that white crud on them, indicating that they are at the end of their lives. And it just seemed to be anyone hearing the song, which would have been all of them.
It also means that it was also happening to Royd as well. You can see that, the white is also coming in as he's trying to use the machine. So whatever he was trying to do, oh, I'm going to extend your lives. No, really, you're.
Sorry about it, everyone. There was a power outage. I'm assuming Lessons completed his thought because we're a week later. So that was the end of my notes, and we still have Lessons' thoughts. So I guess go ahead.
Okay, start where I left it off. Yeah, Delta was. I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's disappointing. I like a lot of the aspects of Delta, but I always felt like there was something more they could have done. First of all, I said timing, but both timing, I think pacing are bad, because when things are shown, timing, and how they are shown is pacing. I know that you said, oh, the pacing is good because you have high tension, then you have a plateau, and then final high tension, and it goes down. The way I see it is we have rising tension, then we fall into a plateau, for personal development and talking. Then we rise a little bit, and then goes down. So I can't really agree with your take on the pacing. I know what you're saying. I understand it. I'm not questioning it. Just that my take on the pacing is a little bit different, right? And even then, that's not wholly bad. The problem is you add the timing when things are said, and I've been complaining throughout, watch through. It's like, oh, I wish that I said this 5 episodes earlier, right? The talk between the girls in the prison, that should have been something that could have been spread out through a couple of episodes here and there, right? Like the origin story. Why have 3 episodes or 4 episodes to the ending? We're going to have a whole talk about, how they got together. It's like, you could have spread it out. I mean, they kind of spread out a little bit earlier, but then they're just like, oh, we're just going to have an episode when they're just in prison for no real reason, because they're the only people that can actually help in this. We're going to keep them in prison so they can just have this talk about where they came from, right? Mikumu was saying, oh, Mikumu sort of becoming more human. They kind of kept it mysterious, and then it's like, oh, we told you what she is. Now we're going to humanize her. Again, sort of kind of rushing at the end, like, oh, nobody has played a prank on her because she's so mysterious, and now they know who she is. They feel more comfortable playing pranks on her, right? Simple prank of putting some, snow behind her back. And it's like, oh, wow, that's cool, right? That's something, again, could have been laid out. Like the other girls is like, yeah, we work with her, but she seems so distant. Maybe we can try to humanize, and that could be a little game they could have done. And then she rebuffs it, or they fail to do that because she is, she's so mysterious. But then when we find out who she is, she becomes more vulnerable and she plays into it, right? Those kind of things. Narrative wise or theme wise, I know you're going to hate this, Data, but I'm going to blame Mac 7 for this. Because the moment in Mac 7 that we went from, oh, it's culture clash stuff in the original series. And yeah, Mac, and by the way, I will say it, I have to admit it. I'll be hypocrite if I don't admit it. They do the same thing in Mac Plus, by the way. Sort of, right? I.e., music is magic. Music can solve everything by itself. Not, hey, music is an example of different cultures and different things. Then Mac 7 went all in on that. It literally, you sing and a power beam goes out and you hit.
Did you mean Macross Frontier?
No, Mac Plus, because the whole Cheryl thing, using music to control people, the first time we have that mind control thing.
You said Cheryl.
Well, no, should I say Sharon? Not Cheryl.
See, I heard you do the same thing when I was editing the quiz. I would say Macross Frontier does that more. I don't see that in Macross Plus. I mean, Macross Plus does like hypnotic suggestion, which is a thing.
Yeah.
No different than
we recorded
text backwards so that when you play the thing forwards, you hear it.
Yeah.
It's a technology. Ozzy went to court for that.
Yeah. I would say I include Plus because I don't want to. I want to cover the whole thing. I want to be fair here. I don't want to make an empty statement. Mac Plus, Mac 7.
I should say. I should also additionally say, my silence on anything that you say that I disagree with is not acceptance of what you say. I'm just trying not to interrupt you as best as possible by filling my mouth with chicken biscuits.
Okay. And then we go, and after that, it's Frontier, Zero. I mean, Zero, you mentioned before that the flowers grow when she, she sings, right? And you can say, I said, oh, it's not her, it's, Birdman, but still Birdman is being activated by her song. So it is, music as power source, music as control device, music as space magic, right? And Frontier has it, and they put a lot of jargon on it, like, oh, there's the stomach thing, the virus, and this and that, and in the brain. And they do the same thing in Delta, but that's what they've done. And in Delta, we had both this problem with Hayate was like, yeah, he seems to be able to handle a mech fairly well, can make it dance, but he's not a good pilot. All of a sudden, Freya sings, he becomes superhuman, takes the role of the best pilot in the squadron. In fact, we are purposely told he is not training. Later on, it's hinted that he is in fact training, but we never see it. So we just got to assume that he's getting better somehow, right? Oh, hey, superpower. Yes, they try to do like, yeah, there's a superpowered magic music thing. Has a dark side, right? He could lose control, whatever. But again, that comes a little late, and they shouldn't have relied in that in the first place, right? They could have been, oh, he's a good pilot, and becomes better with the music. That's good, right? You include both things, but it's not like, no. He's at best, mediocre pilot who kind of learns how to not crash most of the time, right? Has a feel for the wing and can dance with the giant when it's transformed into battle droid mode. But the girl sings, he's become the best pilot in the galaxy,
you
right?
Know they, you know what they should have done?
Mm-hmm.
We've spent all this time focusing on the Varus syndrome, and then Messer going into berserker mode and everything like that. What they should have done was given us a shot where the singing increases a pilot or the person who's been infected with Varus, their ability to slow down their perception of time or focus on things. So it's not that they're becoming they're not pushing the jet to its limits or anything. They're just, I can see that guy coming. My vision is slowed down enough that I can react to it in time. So I am just better reaction timing. He's not becoming a better pilot. He's just being able to have the time to react, where he didn't have it before because, he doesn't have that kind of reaction speed. So we could have a whole scene of Freya singing to him, and then him not doing that weird, oh no, now I'm flying in space with no jet or whatever the fuck is going on. Yeah. We'd be like, oh, what the hell? And, noticing his perception is different, and the other planes seem to be moving slower or some shit like that. And that would have at least done something for me to explain what's going on.
They try to explain it by being able to read the wind, which kind of brings into the other aspect of this. Yes, in this series, they do try to do the whole cultural class thing. But the problem is that the Windemirians get so simplified with everything being the wind and the wings and the feathers and the wind. It's even in the name. We're Windemirians. We're people of the wind, right? Everything is, except for the runes, everything is the wind. He can read the wind. If there's an ill will blowing, our wind will cover the sky. It's like, I get it. You're attached to the symbology of the wind. Okay, fine, right? Yeah, it becomes that kind of thing where it's like the clash of cultures is supposed to be there, but they never play it up. I guess it's hard to comprehend because it's so stark in SDF Macross, right? Like literally, you have a culture that is all war, and then you have a culture, has war as part of their milieu, but it's a part of it, right? And when they come together, there's a clash. Here's like, oh, we're people that are obsessed with the wind. That's our culture. And apples. Apples. It's three things: apples, wind, and runes. That's all they have. And everyone is like, oh, okay. Oh yeah, we drop a giant bomb on you, but that's another thing. They kept putting a mystery. Who dropped the bomb? It's like, okay, I get what you're trying to do, but at the end, right, it amounted to kind of nothing except for the fact, and I did like this. This the one thing I liked in the ending, sort of, is that, oh, this guy betrayed us. I'm going to tell you guys and total obedience to the royal family for some reason, right? People, I guess, they can't think for themselves. Like, we don't like this, but we're still going to follow orders, though, no matter what, until we're told not to. It's not like, oh, he betrayed us. let's do something about it. It's like, oh, the king has to tell us to do something about it. It's like, did you have like your own personalities and decide to try to do this, for yourself? No. We have to wait for the orders, right? Absolute loyalty to the monarchy for some reason. I did like the fact that they said, oh, we're going to help these guys. And it's like, we'll settle with the nuns later. Don't worry about it. This is not over, right? They did bomb us and killed how many thousands or millions of us, right? We're not going to excuse that one. But I think that should have been also explained earlier. Again, timing and pacing. Hayate's dad in the middle of the show. By the way, my dad used to be a pilot. Oh, yeah, okay. That's cool. And he used to travel these places. Okay. Yeah, you could have dropped hints and build it up. It's like, okay, that's just the time the checklist says we're going to talk about Hayate's dad. Because we haven't covered that before. Like, shit, forgot about that. Okay, let's have this conversation here, right? I like the fact that if you're gonna have music, anybody can weaponize it, right? Which, by the way, is not the first time happens in the series, but we'll get to that when we get to it. And holograms and all that, and that's cool. So it had all the elements to be a better show. I like the girls. I like the characters. Because actually they were actual characters. They actually talk to each other, even though sometimes they talk across each other, but that's typical anime stuff, right? I feel sad that Mirage never had a shot with Hayate, unless the movies changed that somehow. Because she clearly was like, oh, I'm feeling bad, but Hayate was never like, oh yeah, no, yeah. Freya. Like, okay. His thing is with Freya, the 15, 30-year-old girl. Anyway, but so yeah, those are my thoughts, right? It falls short. That's why I'm disappointed with it. And I will say, if the movies do a better job, hooray for the movies. But I'll bring back my criticism of, say, the Star Wars prequel. If I needed 7-season TV series to make the prequel trilogy sound and be better, that just confirms that the prequel trilogy was shit because I needed 7 seasons of a show to make it better.
Well, I mean, my thing about that is, obviously, I'm on your side where I say the prequels are not good. But at the same time, I would say that if another property makes the prequels better, then I don't know that that's a necessary thing, but it does make it better. Like, I assume all of because I haven't seen them other than the original, General Grievous hunts down a bunch of Jedi in a thing, which was made non-canon anyway, but the element that all of those things makes the prequels better because it fleshes out the world building is just that element of argument that I always bring up in these Macross shows, that I appreciate the connective tissue between everything, and I keep wanting more of that.
Yeah, but as a reflection of the original, I said, well, why didn't you put that in the original? It was necessary to have it there, otherwise it doesn't make sense.
I don't think there's anything necessary from the side content to be put into the prequels. The prequels is telling its own story. The side content is better than the prequels because the side content's telling a better story, and it's better produced and better written. It's only making the prequels better by existing in parallel. It's not actually making the prequels better, is the argument.
Well, I mean, it highlights the fact that one of the reasons...
It's making you appreciate the prequels more, because without the prequels, you wouldn't get the side content. And the side content is better than the prequels. So you're saying, I could just have the side content, not the prequels. But you're appreciating the prequels, because without the prequels, you wouldn't get the side content.
I would just skip to the side content.
It's like saying, I really like your kid, but you're a piece of shit. So, yeah, but you couldn't have that kid without you piece of shit. So, how did you have such an amazing kid, you piece of shit?
Yeah.
Well, that's the situation.
To me, it highlights how bad the other side is, because one of the reasons why I'm critical of stuff like Delta and the prequels, although Delta I think is a little better than the prequels, in my estimation, but that's just me, taste being what it is that a lot of the stuff that should have been in the prequels wasn't, stuff that I needed to know, and motivations and whatnot. It's like, oh, by the way, the fifth episode of the third season, yeah, this is why he's doing that. And I'm like, you could have told me back. That would have been useful information.
I think I would disagree that the prequels are probably better than Macross Delta. From a purely outside point of view, right? Looking at the prequels, if you were to cut the prequels up into 24-minute episodes and then put them out as a season, just like this, the narrative of the prequels at least makes sense. The pacing would be kind of shit, but the narrative follows one thing after another. I know why we're doing this because of the thing we just previously did. Versus Delta, which is like, why are we doing this now? Constantly the question there. I think you'd be satisfied with the narrative pacing, although not just like the pacing of events. Or pacing versus timing, that previous thing we went through. The timing of events makes more sense in the prequels. The pacing just fucking sucks. Oh great, another romance scene between Padme and Anakin. Even though we just left off a thing about, what's the Emperor doing, or not, what's Palpatine doing, or an action scene somewhere, and now we're in a field talking about how I hate sand.
Yeah.
That element of pacing would be off, but I think the narrative is at least more connective and we're ramping up instead of a woo, which is a big old water slide of doing things and not doing things.
Yeah. And there's a couple of criticism I do have from the last episode. One, the fact that they took the threat of the nuns was like, oh, there's this big threat. We dealt with it like in the previous episode. That it's done. Don't worry about it. I'm like, that would have been a cool thing where like they're sending missiles or whatever and drones. And like you said, send some drones to drop some bombs. Like, okay, we had to deal with Royd, but we also had to deal with his bombs, right? It was like, Royd took over it because, this is a superpower device. The nuns are a non-starter. And two, when they start seeing each other's thoughts, nobody saw it into Epsilon's thoughts. Right? Nope. There was no side to Epsilon going like, oh yeah, we're trapping this as well. We were Deux Machina an episode ago, but now it's like, we're not here.
You're the only one here that thinks Epsilon are bad guys. So.
Oh, even if they're good guys, and they're like, okay, they are a force. They are a force that survived this, clearly, and was involved from the very beginning.
They're not important. A force, though, is the thing. They're like, the information broker is not a force. The information broker, they're more than an information. Well, they're not, though. I mean, you could say that from the element that they sold the Windemirian stuff, but they also sell the nun stuff and they sell chaos stuff. Literally,
they're also the ones who were doing the research and developing the protoculture.
No. They were doing the research alongside the Windemirians. That's why they come to the Windemirians and say, "Hey, you're going to tell us more about that research that you got too, right?" So they're doing independent research, helping one another. The Windemirians at the end had more research than Burger did. That's why Burger was asking Royd, "You're going to give us more of that research that you got, right?" And then Keith comes into the room. He's like, "I'm sorry, we're out of time."
Yeah, and Keith was an interesting character, but I guess they want to set up Bogue as the successor on his side, I guess. We'll see. Unless, we don't know what the movie's about. I mean, I don't know what the movie's about. It could be a retelling of the story.
This movie is just going to be the first, everything. The first everything. And then the next movie would be the one that has any changes. Or, not any changes. The next movie is where I'm putting all my hopes on. If there's any redemption to be had from Delta, I'm putting it all in the second movie, so not today.
So yeah, those were my thoughts.
And of course, I still think Epsilon is working with Lady M, so I think they're actually part of the good guys. And what the fuck are you talking about? Sorry, it just occurred to me. Remember how they helped them at the end? Oh, we resupplied the jets, we armed them with missiles and everything. We've helped you escape the literal death sentence that you got here on the planet.
Yeah, but very conveniently too. Oh, we just have
very conveniently. So let's just think about this for a second. If they hadn't done that, What would the benefit of what is the benefit to them for saving these people? If they're in with the Windermerians and the Windermerians win, then they're in with the Windermerians. Versus, let's save the people that seem like they have a snowball's chance in hell of winning just to save them. Again, that's another point of evidence for me that it feels like they're in with Lady M. We're going to save Lady M's people because Lady M told us to.
I just don't trust Burger.
For no good reason. Other than the fact he has, like, proprietary technology and everything he sells. But he uses it for good.
Does he, though?
He showed up at Chaos Base and told them everything that they needed to know. And then when Chaos is all, like, arrested and trapped on Windermere, he uses it to rescue them. And not for nothing. The Windermerians are fighting for their own freedom. So when he's supplying them weapons, he's supplying a freedom front.
Yeah.
And even the Windermerians got tricked by Royd. So, you're going to blame Burger for getting tricked the same way everyone else did?
I don't think he was ever tricked, though. I don't think he ever bought whatever Royd was selling.
Royd had more information on the protoculture than Burger did. Because obviously, again, by that end scene where he's trying to get more information from Royd, and then Keith comes in, he's like, I'm sorry, we'll get back to you on this. There's information Burger doesn't know.
Or Barry could simply be verifying what he already knows. He wants to know what Royd knows so that he knows how to triangulate the situation. If he doesn't know what he knows, then he can manipulate it to his advantage.
Which doesn't make sense for that scene. To not be a what's on the surface, which is I'm asking you to give us the information that you have, versus I need to know what you know to make sure that you know what I know, which doesn't make sense for that scene, especially given the fact that he's going to be aiding Chaos anyway.
Anyway, those were my thoughts on the series so far.
Alright, well, I guess that said, nothing left to do but hop on in and see what we get.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
The biggest of West. Satellite.
I was going to be a child Freya. Either staring at the explosion or singing to a bunch of people. Or, just trekking through the snow.
Trying to escape?
Oh, that has to be the city that's about to explode, right?
How did she get out of the planet? We talked about this before.
Yeah, she got on a ship. It was the first thing.
Oh, this is a city ship. Oh.
It's been a long time since we watched episode 1.
Oh, this is literally taken from the episode. Yeah, the guy with the bomb.
Capcom.
Also, I now know that Johnson is the one that's narrating this.
Big West Johnson.
Hmm?
Big West Johnson. I'm in time and space. Okay, Starship Troopers. Would you like to know more? This is more Ragna than we've ever seen before.
Yeah.
Look to your right. Look to your left. 2 out of 3 of you will not succeed.
Yeah. Oh, they didn't do this. The scene where he walks into the room and scares everybody. So tall. Yeah, this is the series, basically. Yeah. Probably even the same scenes, basically. I don't know if they change anything. Well, except for having her trying to get out of the planet. Passionate Walkure. That's the transport. Which, okay, again, we talked about this before. How did that transport ever get through?
Well, we're already singing. I forgot how early this starts. Wait. No, this didn't happen last time, did it?
No.
So
No,
we
they
are
didn't do that.
changing it right from the start.
Yeah.
Alright, well, we're changing things right from the start. That's pretty good. It's a good sign.
Oh, this is speed running. Whoa, Hayata's already a member of the squadron.
That's it, we're just changing things. Do you forget about the show? So I don't think we ever went to the Island of Death in the show.
Yeah, we did.
No, I have a whole listing of planets. We never actually went there. We may have seen it, but...
Are they going to speed run through the entire the original series and then?
It's not a fucking speed run.
Yeah.
Forget the show. We're changing shit. Okay, good. Messer is still here. I was worried. Pretty good damn music.
I mean, it is Delta and it's Macross.
Yeah, but there's the guitar riffs. You'd get a lot of them.
New music too. And I like this song already.
I would say it's already an improvement. You know, it does work for me, my idea that the second movie might be something else. Especially if we're not setting up all this shit and having to do the episodes exactly as they were. That we're doing something else.
Aerial Knights.
That we're doing something else implies that the second movie could be the saving grace I was hoping for.
Okay, so he actually knows how to fly and he's having problems, but, you know, they're a team already, right?
Yeah, establishing that he's a part of this from the get-go means we don't have to do all that training bullshit that he didn't do to begin with. Now he's not a nobody who became a pilot. He's just a pilot that needs to get better. I mean, unless they're going to get rid of the whole Messer coming down on him bit.
Dies.
Well, no, the Messer's going to die.
Oh, she gets saved by them.
No. They're probably gonna feel her fold wave or something, and know there's somebody on there that could be part of Walkure. I also do appreciate a bit more that Freya saves herself, essentially. She don't need no man. Also, I think this is the first time we've gotten lyrics for the Wind Singer.
Yeah.
So it's essentially the fake Vars thing that happened to her in the show, but for reals this time. See what I say? They were going to detect her. Well, to be fair, 4 Walkure members, 5 Delta Squad. We have an extra. Sometimes the lyrics just don't make any sense. I rubbed the sleep from my eyes, fully loaded. What? Whoa, what are you doing there? What is that? What are you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
Rage had a different effect on you.
Mm.
怪我はないか安心して俺はケイオスデルタ小隊所属ハヤティンメルマン準尉バールの鎮圧に来た
デルタ小隊って嘘ワルキューレの
ああ護衛と市民の救助だけど
Oh,
さっきは助けるつもりが助けられた
sorry. They said XAOS. I was like, oh, chaos. I'm getting it now. They're spelling it differently.
Did
I'm like, who the fuck
Yeah,
is
the Greek.
Zaus?
Yeah, it's always been spelled that way.
No, it was spelled chaos.
Nope.
No.
It's
Shut the fuck up. Wrong. You don't know. Remember, I translated a poster that advertised chaos recruitment. So it was written on a poster as chaos.
Yeah, but the official is in the. I usually put it in my notes that it was written in the Greek with an
Well,
X.
cool.
Chaos.
You've only said chaos, so I don't give a shit how you've
Because
been
that's how
writing
it's saying.
it.
It's how.
You
It's
know
not the way
how
it's
I've been
said.
saying it. Yeah, I've been saying everything with a silent K this whole time. Did you not figure that out?
マジで終わって合格者はなし。
Meanwhile, I guess they fought off the.
Sorry, they panned up, and I was like, and you said meanwhile, I was like, on Space Battleship Yamato. No, no one likes that stuff. It's disgusting.
任務ですから。で、颯が見つけた候補者は。
こちらです。名前はフレイ
with
ヤ
the Marion.
颯順位の話ではワルキューレのオーディションを受けるため貨物船に密航していたところをバールに襲われたと。
この少女が歌でバールを。
Someone tell Hayate how to take actual pictures.
ルン、ウィンダミア人か。フォールドレセプター因子は。
はい。それも異様に高い数値です。
Back to Ragnar.
しかし暦の読み間違いとはね。
もう仕方ないやろ。私の村は旧暦なんやから。
That's an interesting concept that they use the old calendar system. I don't know if they said that in the original. Oh yeah. The water cats. The sea cats. He must be sweltering under that. Just being a tropical planet at all.
Well, more than that, remember, he comes from snow.
Yeah.
それにまだ採用って決まったわけじゃないし。
もう絶対なんとかするかんね。ほい、テッカルちゃん。
マクロスエリシオン。俺たちデルタ小隊とワルキューレの本拠地さ。
I feel like they're explaining stuff to us that they didn't explain in the show, that we had to figure out ourselves.
その触覚みたいな。
ジロジロ見ちゃいけん。ウエチ。
は？んなもん何も感じねえっての。
Like this,
本気なのか？ワルキューレの任務は命がけ。外から見てるほど甘くねえぞ。
It's interesting that he's the one who's like, yeah, this is serious, right? Where in the original he's like, I just want to.
Well, because
I
he's
just want a
already part of the
job,
group.
basically.
So
Yeah.
instead of
Well, okay.
Hayate and her having to prove themselves at the same time, now it's just
Yeah.
her. And I think they're already on board with her, so... And then she slips.
And she's gonna fall down. Yeah.
1分でも1秒でも長く。
Or not. I mean, that's what happened the first time, but also they happened in an alleyway, not out in the front
Yeah.
docks like this is.
And Mirage was trying to arrest him.
So essentially, it's the same same scenes, but redone for different locations and with different outcomes.
ルンの組織内に。
はい。微量の生体フォールドクォーツの存在が。
I'm getting scanned this time, unlike at the end of the show where she was just like against it.
Also explains why the rune is what they work. It has aspects of the full crystal.
諦めないで。最後の最後は体力よ。
Heard that from Beyonce.
Which is interesting because she's supposed to be a Windermere and she's supposed to be stronger than all of them. Supposed to be.
Well, if we're talking averages. She could be a weak Windemirian, which could be average strength for normal people.
Oh, there it is. She just outruns them.
例えば途切れた空が見えたなら震える僕の声が聞こえるのならバラバラに砕けるほど舞い上がれ引き裂かれた記憶の
Trey, you're turning gray. Violet, you're turning
フォー
violet.
ルドレセプターノンアクティブ生体フォールド波反応なしなんでかな
You really are the
Remind me
best
of that big-
girlfriend.
Yeah, Mashima Makina is like the hottest one, right? Always with her boobs out. Well, not her boobs out, but you know.
より力を発揮する。本番じゃないとダメなタイプかもね。
Well, I guess we know who you're going to be rating high when we rank these characters. Oh, we already did. Never mind. Did we? Did we? I don't remember. Did we?
No, we haven't done a Delta ranking yet.
I got so much shit on my plate. I don't remember what I've done and what I haven't done.
訓練飛行許可は取ってあるし、それにこういう時はスカッとしねえとな。
そうやね。スカッとせんきゃね。
行くか。
OSHA's gonna have a field day with this.
Is Messer gonna jump her and jump him to put him into stress?
I mean, we have no reason to do testing. I mean, pilot testing.
No, but her one
I
get her
understand
under
what you're
stress.
saying. I'm just saying there's no impetus to do that scene because Messer is not going to be pissed at Hayate because Hayate is already a member of the squad. That's what he originally shows up for.
なんだって？ なんだよ。
Hey, isn't that my dad's old phone?
Yeah. Oh, this is from the original, yeah.
Yeah, the Psych song. Well, different translation, so never mind.
No, that's him dancing, right? Which was in a couple of episodes and then nothing. Oh, there's the phone, I guess.
I guess technically implying just like before he stole the thing without permission. I did try to make that the
Yeah.
when we're not recording thing in the video, but I couldn't get it to loop right, so.
That's a very disco to sound to this sound in particular.
All the comfort of going down the highway and your driver takes both hands off the wheel.
悪い。お前の歌聞きながら飛んでるとなんかいい感じなんだよな。お前の歌、ほんと元気が出るぜ。
It's like crack for the ears.
そうよって歌は元気か。ほんまやね。
Music is magic.
Well, no, it's one of the things they say.
ファイヤーボンバー、
There we go.
シェリルナ、
Try again.
ランカリー、そしてワルキューレもいっぱい元気をもらった。私も歌で元気を届け
No,
た
I mean, it's one of the things they say. One of them says music is
Is it
vitae.
life?
Well, yeah, it depends.
ハヤテインメルマン順位。プレイヤービヨンの同情飛行申請は出ていない。速やかに祈祷せよ。従わない場合は反乱とみなし、撃墜する。
撃墜。
家庭こと言うなよ、同情くらい。マジか、ロックオンしやがった。
Well, that's how that scene ended in the show. So,
何をしているミラージュ少尉。ハヤテ順位の行動に気づき、俺に知られる前に止めようとでも思ったか。甘いな。
申し訳ありませんでした。
なんだよ。説教なら俺にしろよ。
you're soft and totally not a love interest.
ハヤテは私のために。
プレイヤービヨン。そんな甘えた気持ちではいずれ戦場で命を落とす。フレイヤもミラージュも関係ねえ。そうだ、お前の責任だ。わずかなミスが死を招く。勝手な行動は許されない。不服なら出ていけ。
To be fair, he's not in the wrong.
Yeah, I agree with him.
He hardly ever is in the wrong.
マキナさん、レイナさん、怪しいお遊び。
Oh, okay.
男とラ ブラブデートかな。デート？違います。明日のためにトレーニングを。慌てるところがますます怪しい。
Just in case you didn't know that these two were they were a couple, which I do like about Delta, by the way. Nobody actually makes a comment on this. They're just a couple. Okay.
That's just the movie's filled with a lot more fan service, I guess.
Yeah.
Despite
Gotta
the fact
sell
that the
that
show
movie.
is already filled
Oh.
with fan service. Yeah, I know. She's right behind her. Squishy and
The
nubile is
whole-
not the way that I prefer to hear descriptions of.
Okay, the fact that they have them switching, yeah, that's a classic anime trope as well.
Yeah, I'm more commenting on the element of nubile is not how I want to hear
Yeah.
a woman's body described.
私ね、昔ソロでアイドルやってたんだ。でもね、全然芽が出なくて、体力仕事やゲテモノレポートばっかりで。かなめさんが？その後
How far in the future is this? Because it seems like Andromeda is really close.
I think that's supposed to be the Milky Way.
No, you can't see the middle of the Milky Way galaxy from inside the
Remember-
Milky Way.
Remember, they're at the very edge of the galaxy. So yeah, this is the Milky Way.
No, that's no, that doesn't work that way. But I'm not going to have a 20-minute argument in the middle of the movie with you about it.
一体何をしたんだか。わいやばいこと。おい？かなかなはなんで OK したの？
Oh, we're going to go over the backstory thing now.
これでまた歌いになって。
I mean, might as well get a backstory with your fan service, right?
普通の音楽ユニットじゃないと知ってて。
Oh, there you go. The whole prison scene, but in the bath. But chaos. Always wasn't that the way.
No, it wasn't. You know, Al, I can tell you. Go fucking watch our watch through of it, where the subtitles come up on the screen.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the substance. I'm talking about
I don't give
the
a shit then.
signage and everything.
I don't give a shit. Also, no, I already told you I did a breakdown to the poster. The poster doesn't say it that way either. I think we can just talk over this part because I don't give a shit about these characters. They're never going to appear again. Also, recency bias. We just saw this. Well, technically, we didn't record last week because of the power outage, but 3 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, because we recorded 3 episodes that week. And, you know, for the viewer at home, they will have seen this like 2 weeks ago. You know, thank God this is a planet full of people that live in the water. And you're just like, towel out towards the water. Those two boys, those two adolescent boys that we haven't seen yet in the movie, are just out there like, oh boy. I love Ragnar. Tourists are so dumb. And that was the last time "What are you wearing" was ever uttered again in Walkure.
Yeah.
So you know there's 2 people out there that got rich off of selling their Walkure merch because they're the only 2 in existence that have outfits made for Walkure.
Which makes it, well, I think the VAR syndrome thing has been going on for about 5 years, right? That's what they're saying, or more.
Yeah. We already covered this in the show. The VAR syndrome is naturally occurring, but the Windemirians also made an artificial version of it that they were testing in the sphere.
So it was going
area.
at the same time as the whole thing with the or shortly after the end of Frontier.
Everything's shortly after the end of Frontier. There's no overlap. You know me, I'm all about the timeline shit and connecting characters together or things happening at the same time. I think the last time that there was any overlap was back in Macross 7, where Max was doing a thing in his backstory at the same time Plus was happening.
ときめきすいません勝手に入ってもっていいのよあなたはもうワルキューレの仲間なんだからありがとう
Yeah, we already showed you all of our identical tattoos in places we'll never mention
で
again.
も皆さんがそんな大変だったなんて本当裏ではかっこ悪いことばっかしあんなに頑張ってたくれくれも限界でそんな時だよねあの子が三雲がやってきたのは
Yeah, we never really
Yeah,
covered
but
the
I-
element that Makumo could just hang out underwater and not breathe.
Yeah. I mean, we're always questioning what was she, right? And she clearly was not human, but we didn't know what she was.
The best song of the show. You don't come up with dreams on your own. They come to you on the wind.
私衝撃だったんだこの世に女神が本当にいるんだって思えるくらい胸に響いて
Is that how she imagined her? Naked? Covering herself like
She
that?
is naked most
Oh,
of the
I
time.
guess.
You don't have to imagine.
Yeah.
初めてだった歌があんなヤバいところまで突き刺さったの
That's how we became a couple.
I remember because they hated each other before then.
Yeah.
Even though that's not expressed anywhere in the
Yeah.
flashbacks.
The movie, yeah. Yeah. Well, except for when she hands it the
There we go.
thing, yeah.
負けたくないって思ったんだみんなで競い合ってワルキューレをもっといいチームにしてやろうって慣れたんじゃない最高です
No, I meant the lyrics I was trying to allude to didn't appear until just now.
あなたもね
I would say this is my favorite song of this show. Still not even close to Light the Light for me.
Again, whoever is
Okay, a
both
little
going like-
close. It's a little close. Light the Light I still think is better, but it's a good song. It's probably like, if I had to pick two songs, one from Macross 7 and one not, it would probably be this one.
プレイヤーあなたはどんな思いで歌うの
Fear.
それは
Constantly afraid.
歌で私の魂に火をつけてできなければあなたはワルキューレ
Because I'm a real bitch.
I mean, it's a sort of verbal slap that she needed to get
Until
going,
she gets
right?
physical slap.
じゃあ
Yeah.
行くわよ
No, it's the element of, no one's ever celebrated my birthday. I'm technically only 3 years old. And her default mode has been bitch the whole time.
Yeah.
命がけで楽しんじゃえ Go! ワルキューレ
Also, the fact that their mics are on their fingernails.
Well, also the element that now they're all doing that. Before it was only Makumo that was doing it, and then the other girls would do this side by side.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they all broke their fingers to be a team. He's been scratching shit into the side of his cockpit.
飛べば飛べる飛べば飛べる飛べばコリコリうわ歌は
Magical girl transformation.
I'll have to see a doctor later.
聞かせてあげる女神の歌を超時空ヴィーナスワルキューレ
See?
改めまして新メンバーを紹介します。ウィンダミアから来ました。リンゴ大好きフレイヤ・ビヨン14歳。
That's like 48 in dog years.
Nice to meet you.
That guy. That was the mechanic.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't recognize him. He's the mechanic from one of the only two mechanics actually we ever see. That new performance.
Oh, we're going full CGI now.
Well, to be fair, these are the I think the broadcasted images of them. Broadcast live to you from some video game. We're using the movie, which is itself an advertisement for the show, to advertise the next Macross video game.
Yeah, that's how franchises work.
And this is our giant fuck you to Sharon Apple.
Sharon Apple or
what,
Cheryl?
Lessons?
Is Sharon Apple or Cheryl?
Sharon Apple, that's what I said. One, fuck you to the villain of the previous story. But also, you know, Sharon Apple's the one that did this first.
Yeah.
Why would they say fuck you to Cheryl Name?
Yeah.
They literally list Cheryl Name as an inspiration. They do not list Sharon Apple as an inspiration. Okay, but how did they sing the arrow?
I mean, I'm gonna say this is a show, unless you're epileptic, and in case you're probably dead by now.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not that many flashing lights. It's light transitions. If they attempted to do this in like the 70s or 80s, this would be a lot of flashing lights, and you would have seizure warnings.
Oh, they already have the ship. That's a bridge of the ship.
I don't think so. Well, then I think that implies that they always had the ship. Like the very first time we see Royd, he's in a command center that looks exactly like that, which implies that he was always on that ship. So they must have just unlocked the ability to control it later.
Oh yeah, the jamming pods.
Actually, it's Sin. Sin's attacking. That's a Final Fantasy joke. You look confused. I said that's a Final Fantasy joke. You looked confused. Final Fantasy X, Sin attacks at the very beginning during a arena thing. Can't help but notice part of the song includes the words "Clan Clan." I mean, maybe treat the threat as what it is without confirming, because even if they're not Vars, they're still attacking you.
I mean, knowing that it is Vars will try to counter, right?
They're already on site. Walkure is already on site. Either they're going to sing and they're going to counter it, or they're not. But they still treat them as though they're attacking you, because they are attacking you.
市民とワルキューレを守るぞ。了解。やるしかないのか。味方を相手に。歌で正気に戻せるかもしれません。そんな余裕はない。ここは市街地だ。民間人がいる。命を懸けて戦い。守ることが俺たちの任務。それは新統合軍のパイロットも同じ。彼らも覚悟はできているはずだ。
Well, I mean, I agree with him up until the element of they knew what they were signing up for. I don't know that they were signing up for mind control. However, the last 100 years of military history, I think... I'm surprised they don't have, like, mind control defenses in the jets now. Again, for the last 100 years, we've been dealing with our pilots getting mind controlled.
しぶき様。早い。ほう、この風。アステロイドにいた。あの動き。
Certainly something I'm going to be looking out for in the next show, whenever that comes out. The first time somebody gets mind controlled, they better have some sort of anti-mind control technology. Kumo died, the whole story changes from here on out.
This is the song that I like.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know what song it was because I didn't have any lyrics on the screen. You know how low I listen to the... I don't know what it is about this song, but the song just feels very generic to me. What we know about the runes would seem to imply she's getting real turned on by this song.
Yeah.
Well, not even real turned on. She, you know,
Close.
arrived on this song.
Yeah.
Also, isn't this technically the fight from episode
The
1?
first episode, yeah.
Or episode
That's
8,
really how
9,
episode
if you
1
like.
Yeah. Ends that way.
Boy, I sure hope this rivalry goes somewhere. So yeah, Hayate starts the show as a member of the Delta Squad. Freya, now back at the episode 1 fight, is already technically a member of Walkure. And now he's technically doing this in a Valkyrie he did not steal.
Yeah.
Or recover, however you want to look at it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I farted. Bro, this is like a double dose for Zentradi.
Hoops and music. And music.
Well, I just mean, you know, it's culture and the VARs.
Yeah.
I mean, I still don't retract my statement from SDF Macross. We could have just shown the Zentradi porn, and we would have won. Porn could have saved the Earth. In fact, I don't know how they weren't getting broadcasted at the moment they entered the system. Oh, you know what it is? Those damn politicians and their age check verifications, they couldn't get the porn because of the age check verification.
風 俺は平気です。要さんは早くみんなと合流を。
レイヤフォルドレセプターアクティブ。フレフレやっぱ本番の方が三雲の歌も強くなっているわ。
This is really Tony Stark's future.
フレイヤの歌も
Holographic, well, I guess it's also Minority Report future.
ワルキューレめ。しかしここまでだ。
やられたぞ、アラド少佐。アイテールが。いや、陽動作戦だ。君たちが戦っている間に惑星ボルドールの首都が敵軍に陥落された。
敵軍？敵って一体？
Time for a holographic image. The Megamind moment.
あの紋章。
やはり。
Also the coolest looking jets. Oh, particularly the gold one. You know, are those the same jets that Diamond Force used in Macross 7?
No,
They look exactly the same in profile.
no, they're based on the Swedish.
I'm not
the
talking about real life, I'm talking about in universe.
No, no, they're actually made specifically for the Windermere, so no.
私はウィンダミア王国最初ロイド・ブレーム。
Why not shoot them down while they're doing this thing? Just fire at them.
Because it's the same rules as Magic Girl transformation. You don't attack when they're transforming, it's just bad manners.
すべてのプロトカルチャーの古来我がウィンダミア王国は大いなる風とハインツ・ネーリヒ・ウィンダミア王の名のもと
ウィンダミアが。
新統合政府に対し宣戦を布告する。
And the bagpipes. Sell it.
You imagine there's got to be a lot of uprisings happening across the UN right now, too. We saw through
Well, the
Isamu's
guards
dossier that he was part of a lot of rebellion put-downs, essentially. Not everyone wants to be part of the nuns.
It's also the fact that you still have a lot of centrality running around, right?
Well, I just mean the element of, oh, great, they're all going to be distracted by Windermere. Now's our chance. And a lot of groups taking their opportunity to rebel against the nuns. Like I said before, technically, Isamu is now on the villain side.
おはようメサク。体の具合はどう？
もう大丈夫です。ただ念のため精密検
That's
査
an interesting lamp.
It's a bad lamp.
今まで
It doesn't light too much.
Well, just like I was talking about with the holographic computer interface things like the Tony Stark or Minority Report future, that's dumb. You can keep your hand on a surface and use a mouse and a keyboard. Usually wants to wave their arms around all fucking day to operate their computer. It's a sign of a people who haven't thought about the practicality of the technology that they want to use.
ウィンダミアのスパイ？スパイ？ミクモ。ま、あなたみたいな子にスパイが
I'm just keep hiling over here while you guys talk.
Yeah.
さて諸君、ここからが本題だ。
To defeat the Huns?
レディ M は
I said the same joke in the episode.
ウィンダミアの
Keeping it real.
ウィンダミアがバ
バールカは意識レベルを低下させ遠隔マインドコントロールを行うための布石だった可能性が。
They're not. Yeah. So we're just jumping to the fact that they're being mind control. Well, yeah.
惑星ボルドールでも新統合軍の多くが操られ。
Well, I mean, we handled that like right at the very beginning. One of the first things was
一体どう
Iron Death. The people being mind controlled.
歌？
あれは男の子の声。男の子。うん、そうかも。天使か
Hey, we didn't give you authority. We were using those screens.
一瞬で虜にしてしまうなんて感動的じゃない？光よりも早く時空を超えて届く歌声。なんだか星の歌い手みたいやね。
I was just bringing that up now. Okay, cool.
ウィンダミアに伝わるな。
そう、ルンに命の輝きをって。星の歌い手。
I guess I'm now really anticipating the second movie is just gonna be different. Could save the show. It's like the way I thought the Frontier second movie was actually so much better.
プロトカルチャーの遺跡を復活させる。ハインツ様の風の歌のお力を最大限に発揮するためだ。そしてワルキューレの存在。先の戦闘で奴らの中に亡命ウィンダミア人の存在まで確認された。裏切り者だと。地球人どもが裏切り者のルーンを解析し、
that would be a fucking twist to the story. And then come in, arrest her, and try to, you know, like alien autopsy her for her rune.
Well, they did an analysis and found that the runes have aspects of the full crystal, so like a mineral deposit.
Yeah, but to be fair, I'm filled with mineral deposits. That doesn't mean anything. Alright, another protoculture city we get to see. Or got to see.
No, we saw that in the original. That's
No.
going to take it from the original.
I'm not going to... Pick the fights. Pick the fights you want to have. Just know that I disagree with you. I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to myself about taking the fights with you. I disagree with you on that, though. I wish there had been a romance scene. Because, I mean, it was very much like, you're the reason why I was able to do all this flashback at the very last episode before he dies.
Yeah. This is also from the original.
Yes, most of it is from the original lessons. Get you off of that trip before you start doing that the whole fucking thing. I brought you a quill. Oops, I dropped it.
Finally.
5. Ah, I guessed wrong.
Is his son all grown up? And the original was like a little kid who started doing that. Or maybe that was a picture of him.
Remember
when
that
he was
Freya
small,
looks like a
younger.
little girl, so...
Yeah.
Also, we get to 32 without any obvious white shit all over his face.
And Mikumo keeps saying here, oh, you're a spy. He could be a spy.
1月3日、つまりあさってはフレフレの誕生日だし。
誕生日。
I better go get me a snow machine.
私とレイレイが。
料理は俺に任せろ。
それからそれぞれバースデープレゼントを準備して。盛り上げちゃおう。イエス。
イエス。
No, sorry, I'm laughing about a stupider joke that's going around in the back of my head. The image game you could play with Windemirian Old Man or...
Mad X, yeah.
Well, actually, I was going to say Visitor of a Glory Hole.
Okay. I don't remember that part, but that's sure.
No, that's what I'm saying. I was laughing out of sequence of everything that was happening, because every time I see the old Windemirian people with white all over their faces, I'm like... Dirty jokes just start entering my head. What, literally the only female character I've been interacting with this whole time? That you and I have genuinely only spent time on top of the hangar where I was getting yelled at by Messer that one time?
I mean, they fight together, too. No.
I'm talking about
each other, but
physically together.
Yeah, Mirage never had a chance.
It's for the best. At least we have a character that chose somebody pretty quick, too.
メッサー君動いていいの？
はい。原田隊長が今夜は全員参加だと。
隊長が？ええ。
まあな。
ケーキは？
Where the hell did you get a full-ass chicken?
それより、颯は何
Or
してるんだ
turkey?
よ
Whatever that is. I'm guessing chicken seems small.
まだプレゼント。
On this planet that's full of fish-related things.
真っ黒。ただいま。みんな。
And you know it's going to be a fish-flavored cake. Hey, you're the 3 kids that duped me into buying this phone thing.
今日私の誕生日。忘れてたの？いやー、この2、3年誕生日のたびに村長。
How about the crossover now? Makumo's not here, right? So you have a character who just forgets her birthday and another character who's never celebrated her birthday.
Yeah.
Sorry, this isn't a phone. I'm just talking to a fish.
Oh, remember the phones in after Frontier could be any shape. It could be like little frogs.
I'm joking. I know. I'm joking that I'm just talking to a fish because it also plays with like Get Smart. Somebody took off their shoe and started talking into a phone.
Birthday to you.
Also, an in-world explanation. She's never celebrated a birthday before, so she doesn't know the happy birthday song.
Everybody's singing with her, so I guess that's the happy birthday.
That
seems to be the birthday
does
song.
not matter. Literally, anytime a Walkure member starts singing a song that we've never heard before, they instantly all know and start singing. It's just a Walkure
Yeah, because
power.
they practice.
We never see it
Oh,
happen.
they practice. No, we've seen the practices before.
Not every song. Some songs just happen out of nowhere.
フレイヤちゃん
Look, I was just making a joke, and you turned this into a serious argument for some reason.
This is what she says. It's a 30-year-old woman, midlife. Yeah, midlife crisis.
子供の頃
Maybe.
近くに地球の人たちが住んどったん
I
や
don't know that a midlife crisis has actually happened in the middle of your life. You usually seem to happen
祭りで一緒に歌って
past the hump.
歌ってすごい
But you know,
離れた星の人
So when she turns 20,
こんなに楽しくなれるんだな
they're have a. I don't know. What women don't tend to have midlife crises, do they?
7年前の
Who?
戦争で
Women.
地球の人たちも
Oh,
い
yeah.
なくな
It tends to be a male-oriented
お父
thing.
さんもお母さんも
I mean, I think it's described as a midlife crisis. Well, yeah,
どんな時でも歌はいつ
I do think women do have it. It's just that
そばにおってくれた
I'm going to stop myself if you want to say something stupid.
歌でみんなを助けるワルキューレのことを知った時私も絶対になりたいってそう思って
Well, Google, yeah, had some very interesting things to say. That clearly doesn't come from a source of being a human being.
Yeah.
But it also, many websites do agree it's a common trope associated with men.
ミンダミア人にとって人生の折り返しになる大切なこの日はワルキューレの一員として
In the movie, this scene kind of makes more sense because this is sort of the midpoint where, you know, we get to learn more about the characters and all that, you know, after the, you know. And the growing relationship between her and Hayate.
よしよし
It's like a little robot, right? She always wearing that. Thought it was a hat, but
なんだ
she's one of the bridge bunnies that always has a little, you know.
Yeah, I never thought it was a robot.
雪
Okay, Pikachu.
Beware, though. This is very toxic. Don't eat it.
始めたでっかいじゃん
Fell on a rock, broke her neck.
Yeah. Like a 1980s, the end of a 1980s show where everybody laughs.
ハッピーバースデーレイヤー待たせたなレイヤー
もしかしてこの雪颯が降らせて
Conceivably,
Oh,
he
actually, the
arrived
machine
late.
that I
プレゼント
So conceivably, he arrived late, then stood outside and had to wait for the machine to get it actually snowy. So he's been standing outside while she's been giving a speech. Well, I can't bring her outside now. It's barely even snowing out here. I guess please touch my sexual instrument.
そっと瞳閉じて願い事を一つ言わないででもきっと
The thing is that, okay, we have Mirage doing her thing, but we haven't, because of the movie doesn't have the time for it, doesn't establish why Mirage is into him. She just is, right?
Well, I mean, it could be pre-existing, the same way that Messer and Buccaneer is a pre-existing relationship that doesn't get explained until after Messer dies.
急に泣き出したくなるのいつでもいつでもさ
But Machina and Prowler, they really go hard to establish that. Why is he? Okay, they took it from the series where he's walking on a using a crutch, but why? We don't see him wounded or anything. That was Messer on the roof.
Yeah, that's
By the way.
wrong. Yeah, what? You know, I'm the guy who handles all the pictures on the board, right? That I know what the characters are. And the rankings, God forbid. Oh. I was trying to think why he was using a crutch, because I know it happens in the show, but I'm just trying to... You're pointing out in the movie it hasn't happened, so...
来たのね
Yeah.
どんなものか知りたかったから私誕生日って祝ってもらった覚えがないの
See, this is where we start seeing her being more human, right? But in the original series, it was so
誕生日
It's a weird word to
Rare.
use
両親の顔も
in a show filled with alien species.
私に
Truly, you've become more human.
という気持ち
Then what?
それ
Rognan? Like...
Oh, that's cute.
Also, protoculture is a really weird one to turn into a species name. Protoculturian?
Protozoans?
Proians.
ど
Royans.
うしたの
Rockians.
改まって話って
Let's call them the pros. It's the bracelet. It has your recorded song on it.
要さ
It's got me through everything, but apparently I don't need it anymore, because we're at that point.
この曲
I like the bracelet.
Why does it have no artist attached to it, since we know who the artist is?
俺はバールになりかけたそれをあなたの歌がつなぎ止めてくれたあれ以来
And now he's going to blank.
俺の命そのものだった
No, that's a no game, no life. That team has nothing to do with him.
あなたを守れなくなりました本当に申し訳ありません
I mean, he's waving the death flag right here. Like, yeah.
It's a joke. Blank is the name of the team, and no game, no life.
ミスター注意がもう飛べない
精密検査の結果が出た度重なるバール化と回復の繰り返しで彼の内臓はもう限界だと
限界
他の者たちには明日伝える
Oh, they didn't do this in the original. They didn't tell us that his organs were failing.
幽霊をどうしても守りたいと言
Well,
わ
I mean, it makes his
れた
sacrifice
ATM に話をつけ
explainable. I mean, it's not doesn't change the impact. Sacrifice is a sacrifice.
俺もだよ
I mean, it gives his willingness to do so. Also, you know, the element of just getting transferred away doesn't mean anything at that point if he's dying.
Yeah.
Instead of just being Var succumbing. I do enjoy the inclusion of all the stuff that happened at near the end of the show, right here up
midway
front.
through the movie. Yeah. Again, the timing is
Oh no, I mean they're still fucking up a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Like we have no connection to a bunch of the stuff that the characters are getting through because we're speeding through those parts without building up those connections. Like you're pointing out with Mirage and everything, but it's happening to a bunch of characters. So we're sacrificing a connection to anyone for the purposes of getting background information.
I mean, I think they're streamlining it. Focus on the key characters, and hopefully they will miss
But no,
the rest.
I'm saying they're cutting corners on everything.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it because we watched the show. So I'm more interested to see where they leave us off at the end of this to set us up for the second movie that we were supposed to have watched Labyrinth of Time between here and then. Like I said, I think they could save everything in the second movie. So I can't wait till next week to see, unless this fucks it up for everything. Unless this movie ends in a terrible way.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the
Well,
Hack the Galaxy event.
Yeah.
But Hack the Galaxy Network event, rather. I would say we still got like 50 minutes left, so I don't think we're going to end on Messer's death.
No.
I'm hoping, and I'm thinking, based on the time left, we're just going to get to the Royd thing by the end of the movie. And then the next movie will be something new. Like, legitimately, every guy's point of view is, like, down.
Yeah.
We also haven't seen the King. We've seen Hines
no, I
a
think
number
they mentioned the king was dead.
I didn't say anything about mentioning the King. We haven't seen the King. Like, the King was vital for the full first half of the show. I'm just indicating that we never saw him. Hines has been shown multiple times.
All viruses are automated. That's the thing about a virus.
No.
It has to be automated.
Not this one, because she's controlling this one. That's why I said this is so stupid, this hacking version that they do. Because it implies if there's not another person controlling the defense, they're just open all the time, 100%.
I mean, that's a cyberpunk trope, right? That you
This
have to
isn't a
have defenders and
cyberpunk
attack.
show, though. Like I said, matching tattoos. Really not worth that reaction. Maybe a little bit more. Also, do we not have the internet in the future?
Well, that's a galactic network, I suppose.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's like just communications. Like that could be Galactic Network could be their TV and phone for all I know. Sorry, it just occurs to me that the random watcher in this universe, right? Oh man, I'd be a lot easier for me to watch this Makuma thing if it wasn't for that 14-year-old girl who keeps popping up. Really ruined this for me.
15 now, middle age.
Yeah, but even if this was airing in, say, 90s Japan, that would still be a year below the age of majority. Are all the buttons money? the one that was written in English is charge.
Okay. Gotta pay more or else.
Also, technically, wouldn't that mean, since he's hitting the button, he's technically giving her money. That means she has
Yeah.
access to his account in some aspect. Couldn't she just steal
Yeah.
all the money from all the Windemirians and just bankrupt the entire planet?
Possibly.
I mean, it would prevent them from buying shit from Burger.
Epsilon.
Yeah.
Also, another thing, we haven't seen Epsilon either.
Yeah, but Epsilon doesn't
No
show up
mention.
until later. Like halfway through the show, I
No.
want to say.
No, earlier. They're already, because they already talked. Burger shows up to talk to the king about the ruins.
Yeah,
and how
halfway
they,
through the show.
No, 33%.
I would
Like,
say around
my
this
bad.
episode, literally.
No, earlier, I think.
Real hard to solidify yourself in an argument when you end it with, I think. I'm sure enough to say that I think it was about halfway through the show. Because you gotta remember, the beginning of the show is filled with a lot of fluff. They should have given him a better song. You know, like, at least a competing genre of music. Because I don't, it's like, it's the overlap between choir and pop.
Oh, instead of being the bomb from the nuns, it was this. They changed that. Remember, it was a bomb in Ragna that
You don't have to
activated
tell
the...
me to remember, you can just say the thing.
That looked kind of weird.
But all the dicks coming from the walls?
Yeah. Oh, and that happened in like the second to last episode, so... Would you never figure out what exactly it was? Was it information or...
I mean, you were indicating it was souls. Literally in the back of my head this entire time I was trying to think what the competing genre that Heinz could sing versus them would be. And I think I've come down to rap. Heinz should be rapping his lyrics versus their pop.
And also Heinz being so, so affected so early.
Yo, let me tell you all about how Windemirians got turned upside down. Sorry, I was going to work in known attack and there, but I couldn't figure it out. I am not a rapper. Or clever. Well, if Messer's going to die, it's going to be here. I guess because we reallocated him to another planet like we did in the show, but just we didn't talk about it. I mean, we are changing a lot in the show, so I appreciate that. So are you Russian now?
Yeah, they always say... Well, they started saying die in the series, yeah.
I don't care, I'm pointing it out now. Also, I think that's Klingon on the front of his... And that's when Hayate died crashing into a building.
状況は聞きました。
てなまれよ。
まだ俺はデータ正体の隊員です。
I can't remember who sings the song Going Down in a Blazing Glory. Bon Jovi.
終わりだ。何を
Maybe that's what Heinz should do. Hair metal.
Huh.
Maybe good for like the long. Or maybe actually just plain metal.
歌ってくれ、要さん。
Heinz singing Death Clock.
歌ってくれ。俺がバールになりきる前に。要さん。
分かったわメサ君。
ありがとう、要さん。
We got a little over 40 minutes to go, so we're definitely not ending on Messer's death unless we really drag out this fight. We combined every last aerial fight in the whole show into this one fight.
Oh, they're just slowing down on time. Sort of.
Yeah. Not enough of it. Like, I wanted... That's more like just an
They
eyeball
could have done
turn.
with Hayate, not with Messer when Hayate.
I don't know, doing it right now with Messer just before he dies would cement it in your head because it's an impactful moment. And then when the Hayate would do it later, you'd remember Messer. Yeah, I really wish he would have stopped, turned into Gerwalk, shot all of them down, and then transferred back. Call back to previous shows that done that every time.
Yeah.
バールになってまで力をコントロールしてるってのか。なんて綺麗な。白騎士様と互角に。いい風だ。
And then no one else ever had to go full VAR to do this ever again.
Yeah.
That was bad animation. I don't know if you noticed, but when he handed the bracelet to her, it hung in midair for half a second because they didn't time the handoff right. Oh, what? Is Messer gonna fucking live in this timeline?
I mean, he's already dying. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, survive this fight.
白騎士様。
I mean, there was blood splattering all over inside the cockpit, even though he didn't get shot, so...
Yeah, I don't think he's surviving this fight.
I mean, it's a different way to die, at the very least. And he shot down Keith. I mean, I like this more, because Messer's my boy. Definitely much more impactful.
I mean, the original was shocking, right? It's like, oh, you think he's gonna get
He got
final
shot
kill,
with
and-
one bullet through the cockpit to the head, and it's like
Yeah.
he's matching Keith the whole way, and then suddenly he can't. But then suddenly Keith is so much better. And also, he damaged Keith so much more this time
And-
around.
Yeah, and Machina is also wounded as well.
I mean, this is different. This is all different. God damn it. Okay, good.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was about to say, because my chief complaint was that they just left. And I thought they were about to do it again.
落ち込んでいる暇はないぞ、チャック少尉。そうだ。俺たちは最後の最後まで戦い。
So we're sort of doing the same events, but we're changing some of the orders, and we're combining different events with different orders.
遺跡はこのラグナーを含め7つの惑星に新たに出現した。現在調査中だ。
艦長、ウィンダミアから全銀河に向け映像が流されています。
ハインツ陛下の風の歌に応え、プロトカルチャーの遺跡が目覚めた。これこそ
Oh, the coronation.
民の証。そして新統合政府の圧政に対する我らの
Sorry, can you pan the camera in a little bit?
賛同し、共に戦うことを誓ってくれた。
彼女たち。
新たなる同志、ワルキューレ。見よ、
えー
歌声と風の歌の力を。ワルキューレとハインツ陛下のもとに集え。
It's completely different now.
大したプロパガンダだ。
I mean, it's good propaganda, right? You
I mean,
altered
instead of the showing us the bombing of the city by the nuns,
yeah.
your chief protectors are now on our side.
しなくちゃダメ。たとえどんなことがあっても、私たちはワルキューレなんだから。
Sorry, did they dress us up like this, or did we? Again, I'm a little bit more hyped that the second movie could be introducing something completely different now.
立て、ロイド総司令がお呼びだ。
Supreme Commander.
司令が
Getting real Giran vibes going on here.
ワルキューレ、天かける戦場の女神たちよ。
三雲とマキナは
マキナ中島は医務室で治療をしている。命に別状はない。
マキナ。
三雲銀ヌメールは科学
It makes more sense that this would be happening on the Windemirian side than when it did on the Chaos side.
彼女はただの人間ではなかった。特別なクローンだ。
嘘。クローンの製造は銀河条約で禁止されている
Does
は
it?
ず。
条約破りは地球人。
The Zentradi would have argued against that.
そんな。
やはり何も知らされていなかったようだな。しかも彼女の元となったのは7年前、新統合軍がウィンダミアから奪い去った。星の歌い手の細胞。
星の歌い手。
Yes, I believe her name was Sarah
星
Name.
の歌い手の細胞は新統合軍からケイオスのレディエムに渡ったのだろう。そしてミクモ・ギンヌメールという音響兵器が生み出された。
音響兵器。歌は兵器なんかじゃない。
Oh, yeah, tell that Basara.
生体フォールド波を軍事利用するための実験かもしれん。これが地球人のやり方だ。
地球の人がみんな悪いわけじゃない。
Just a lot of them.
先に戦争を仕掛けてきたのは奴らの方だ。
そうかもしれんけど。
Oh, now we're just agreeing with it. Okay.
奴らにあると。
嘘。なんなの。私たちが裏切り者って。
I mean, that was pretty quick to turn.
ワルキューレが姿を消した途端にこの様だ。
The minute.
どうだ。このような者たちの
Also could be ducted images from Royd as
Oh,
well.
probably. That seems way more likely.
はロイド、何を。ハ
I mean, this is a much better plan on Freud's part.
それにミクもギンヌメールの遺伝子情報を活用すればフレイアビオン君の結晶化を食い止め元に戻すことさえ可能かもしれない。
Yeah, what he said last episode about not being beholden to the age thing anymore.
本当にあのような者たちのために命を懸けて歌い続けるのか。
私たちの歌を必要としてくれる人が一人でもいる限りワルキューレは歌い続ける。たとえルンの風が尽きようとも。
That's not what I asked you, though. I want you to keep singing for us.
彼女たちを独房へ。
That Fox game show?
お前の歌をルンに感じた。死神。あの男にふさわしい。
So essentially the same conversation that they had at the execution. And now Keith has always had a thing for Messer as well. That's the new triangle. They've told us specifically they don't plan to use a nuke anywhere.
Macross エリシオン全速発進
So the ruins came up
Macross
on
Elysium
every...
blasting off.
Yeah.
Again.
So the ruins came up on every planet.
Yeah.
But they haven't launched into a cluster-wide takeover this time. They went to the one planet, got into a fight with Valkyrie, took Walkure, and they took Walkure back and kidnapped them.
そんな話はどうでもいい。お前は陛下の歌声を感じたことはないのか。すべては勝利のため。我々は負け。
Much better view than last time. Really, the implication was before that this room was on Windermere, and now it's part of that ship. And again, it makes so much more sense having Windermere capture them than them be locked up in a chaos/nuns place. And, you know, they're not giving a whole backstory speech to one another in the middle of it. Somehow, the greatest explanation of never having to explain anything.
They're gonna show us now.
Well, then why did you say somehow?
Because I guess they don't expect to.
It's funny
You know,
that you
to
brought up the
survive.
prequels, because this is essentially how we got to Naboo. Somehow.
Oh, this is a repeat of the original, the SEF one when they're captured and they're left together. So I guess they want to pair these two up like they did with Misa and Hikaru.
I don't think so. I get what you're trying to go with there, but I don't think that matches up even close. Unless these two spend some time in an underwater, like, aquifer for no good reason, I don't think it's going to match up at all.
No, they were not an Aquaman.
No,
yeah,
they
were
were.
an Aquaman.
Yeah, I thought you were going to go with Max and his running around with a Valkyrie, pretending to be a person.
Oh, there are multiple Macross ships.
And then this guy. Well, we needed two people to sacrifice to the mind control thing, clearly.
Yeah, I think that's what. Yeah, you're right.
It's like seeing an old car in an action movie. You know it's only there to blow up.
Well, I mean, no, because they won't use the music because they're. How can I say this? The prince is, the king is in bed. Basically, he's out of commission.
I think you're continuing a thought that you've been having in your head for a while, and you didn't explain before you started talking.
Okay, you said that these people need to be sacrificed to the singing, which I can agree, except for the fact that
I said that's why they're here narratively.
Commission.
That doesn't matter. He was there in the bed earlier. We're jumping forwards in time. Thank God the Windermerians made their ships out of paper. Oh, I guess thank God Burger sold them ships made of paper. I prefer my green. What do you want? You want the rust colored one?
Yeah.
Again, it's protoculture ship. It's gotta have better tech than what we've got. Although they didn't explain that it's a protoculture ship this time, so I guess technically this is just a Windermerian ship. Somebody's playing N64 and turned the rumble pack on. What the fuck does that mean?
大気中のドラケン3をいただき、認識コードを変更して飛ばします。これはどうかしましたか？颯の入隊記念と昔の戦友のようですね。2年前バールとの戦闘で全滅したと聞いています。笑ってやがる。あの死神が。
Oh, it's Messer's plane, so I didn't get that from the beginning.
Yeah, this is explaining how he get the plane. So the original was like, oh, he's dead. We need him to
No, I meant from the element. I thought they were stealing a plane from the Windermerians, and it's like, okay, is one of the Windermerians a real big fan of Walkure? Because they had to picture the Walkure first. It's like, apparently oh no, it's Messer's. How did they get Messer's? Oh, I guess they just took it from the wreckage.
Yeah.
Then they repaired it?
Apparently. As a trophy, I guess. But
I mean, to be fair, they took Hayate's dad's plane too. So yeah, the first movie is just the show with a new story. So the second movie is just gonna be new shit. Because we still have half an hour in this movie.
Yeah, about half an hour.
That's what I'm saying. We're gonna finish the show in movie 1 and movie 2. I told you movie 2 is gonna save it. Granted, this movie's got flaws all over the place, but I do like the changes. I just think you have to take the changes into account with also the show. You had to get through both things. Technically, she was singing while that happened.
Yeah. Is it a thing that captains of these ships have to be like overbuilt? Like all of them are like, yeah, we lift like 200 pounds with single hands, right?
It's a design flaw. They made all of the captain seats have no like G resistance. Yeah, and replaced the funeral scene on Ragna with the, oh, his pictures. He really did like us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Roy doing his thing. I was just thinking at some point we could do a giant fight of giant holograms.
ここはどうしてラグナに
Oh, I thought it was going humanoid mode for a second.
ロイド何のつもりだ
Ah, that's the good stuff.
時は来た今こそ全銀河の風を一つに
Yeah, they're speedrunning the story of the first.
I mean,
You
it's
know, the
not
show,
really
basically.
a speed run, they're just cutting the fat. Also, is this ship designed for protoculture or for Windermerians?
That was my question in the original way. I never actually voiced it. It's like, why does it have the thing for him?
Does
Unless
that-
that was something.
Is like the Windermerians a lesser form of protoculture? The protoculture didn't have this age restriction thing and everything like that,
Yeah.
but they had the, you know,
なんだロイド何をプロトカルチャーシステムは星の歌によって起動する
I am just like pleased as punch that they are getting here at the end of the movie, because I said the thing that's going to save it all for me is the element that movie 2 is going to be something else.
銀河そのものになるこれこそがプロトカルチャーが望んだ人類の究極の姿
And the element that Labyrinth of Time was meant to be seen right after this, implying that's the thing that's supposed to tell us what movie 2 is going to be about. The only threat to that happening now in my head is if movie 2 turns out to be a music video sequence like 2012. And we get nothing from it. No, not the green one. That's the one I picked. Hope you weren't in the middle of a surgery.
私は
今やお前も私も銀河そのもの我らがうちに歌声を響かせよ
このために私は生み出されたこれが私
Weirdly showing us the Earth with the sun rotating around it. I was gonna say, in the fold space that they were showing him, for some reason, Hayate had this purple glow from his stomach, the same way Renka did.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he is technically human. He could have some of the fold bacteria in him.
Yeah.
Even though they haven't introduced that concept at all in the movie. Is this the first time we've seen her with lipstick?
I don't think she's wearing, like, not much lipstick, but.
We've never seen her lipstick before because they always do this weird thing. See, like, where to go?
颯私まだ生きてる私には歌がある一度だけの恋なら君の中で
Again, it's also the element of how did they break out? How'd they break out of the fold space to be able to now be independent? They're not the only people with fold crystals.
Yeah.
What's his name from Frontier? The guy with a person-sized fold crystal ring. Is he just sitting around like, oh well, play with my trains?
Yeah.
Also, the the oddity that they put those weird outfits on them, but they were still wearing like the
Yeah.
skin hollow suits underneath them.
I mean, remember, it's a skin suit thing.
Second favorite song, by the way. But only in specific scenes. Like when Freya jumped off the thing and she's shouting, "Yeah, no, no." Why are they missing?
Because they're influencing their runes.
For what reason? I mean, the Windemirians hate these people. So you break them, them out of the mind control, and they still hate you. So
no, but the thing is that they're overloading their runes. That's what they're falling down. Right? They're like,
yeah, they're also directly in front of them and pulling the trigger. I mean, that's plot armor on a mega level. That's like playing 40k and having a shotgun at someone's back of the head, and then pulling the trigger and rolling a critical failure. You know. I just essentially have the same problems with the end of this as they did with the last episode of the show.
This is a little more involved, though. But it's not just, I sing and that's it.
No, I mean, the element of I sing is still a problem because I don't understand how they got out of the fold. I even talked about this in my notes. Because it feels like the element love broke them out. It's like, okay, nobody else in the galaxy was in love.
None of them went in the. All the other people in the galaxy are NPCs, you know. So that's the issue, right?
Yeah, plot armor is not an excuse. Also, you know, we have over 20 minutes left, and this is like right next to the end of the episode of the original. Also, why is she back? Isn't she directly under Royd's control right now? There's also the element of Royd doesn't have a weapon on him.
Yeah.
Like, he's sitting in the chair right in front of her, behind her, right? What if he, like, pulled a gun and shot her in the foot? Hey, stop singing. Yeah, that's right. We watched enough Gundam. We know what you people want.
この識別コード間違いないミラージュとハヤテあいつら無事だ
三雲のフォールドレセプターが桁違いに活性化している私たちもレディ M はプロトカルチャーシステムを
Yes, I told that already.
そして心を通わせる相手として私たちを違う理由なんていらない
So how can you hear us? Where are you? Where are you technically?
The same way that in Gundam Wing, you know, you're in a giant robot.
Literally, I know. I was just
thinking,
thinking, because that was my notes from Gundam Wing.
Yeah.
And again, remember, Royd is sitting right behind her. Hey, that scene from where the thing comes flying, right? The halfway through the episode shot. Yeah, not really. To be honest, I care more about Mirage because she is a genius.
Well, I also like the fact that he doesn't get super powered up by her singing, right? Like in the original. Like, oh, he's a mediocre pilot, but
なぜわからぬもうすぐ銀河が一つに結ばれ人は永遠を生きられるというのになんだ黒く乱れた風がロイド何これは
深い悲しみ孤独絶望好き好きぐさぐさ
Royd's psychological condition is overwhelming the galaxy's connection.
早く意識が届けなきゃ私の歌
You spoke too soon, Lessons. You spoke too soon.
ランピカ来たフレイヤいつかこの声が果てる
Oh, we're getting the thing I keep talking about? My favorite part?
フレイヤ歌を届けに
No? Okay. Never mind.
早って重ねた視線
Yeah, we skipped over the one thing I really liked about that. You remember when they were escaping from Ragna? She jumps off and
Yeah.
she's singing the song, and then when she jumps off, she, run, run, run! It was the best part of the fucking song and the best rendition of the song. So of course we skipped it.
届いた早って消えない声は
And you also can't have a Macross show where a woman flies through the air and gets caught.
君の勇気を
ワルキューレの歌が
青い空が澄んだ
And that's when Vogue entered his own triangle. Thank God the beams have no momentum behind them to push somebody back.
マクロスがまずい
All time. The Macross.
oh, the beam versus beams thing. At least it
That's
exploded. It
incredibly
didn't-
stupid, though.
Yeah.
The green one
Yeah.
fired its first, the Elysian fired its second, and somehow it blew up in front of the green one.
I would say that this battle is far more involved. Ultimately, yes, we love save us, but it wasn't just love save us. We sung battle's over, right? It's like no, there's a back and forth, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a better fight. I'm not gonna argue that. There's just the Okay, now we have ghosts.
Oh, holograms.
I know, there's nothing projecting them. Before we had the
Yeah.
little flying triangle things. Again, it's the particulars of the fight I have a problem with.
あの戦士たちと五色の風ハインツと同じ命がけの人は皆
That we established in the show, but not the movie.
風を一つにするなどワルキューレと風を合わせるなんと
I also like that it's not simply the king ordered us to do it. We found out these guys are like what they're doing, right? We are understanding what they're doing.
Also, one of these guys is clearly absent, meaning he still died the same way he did in the show.
Yeah.
敬意をすり継ぐこれより我らはワルキューレを援護する
I guess that's also just another major problem here, is that we're
Yeah.
establishing events in the show still happen, if not corrected by events from the movie, which means you have to see both and kind of write your own story connecting the two.
力を合わせて
あいつをぶっ潰すはフレイヤの命よ
And everyone in the galaxy.
なぜわからぬ
今は面影
早い
過去の歌が
お風おいどか
抜かれた青い空が澄んだ風がたとえ星が裏切っても
Even the stars betray you. The hell of a lyric. Pretty good song, too. Also, you know, red and blue.
Well, Mirage color is purple.
Yeah, but it looked like a red when they were doing that, which is a callback, I feel like, to Max and his wife. Sorry, I just forgot her name. I want to say Milia, but that was wrong. Oh, it was Milia. But then,
Melia was red, yeah, and Max was blue.
no, I just forgot that was her name for a second. I thought Milia. I was like,
Yeah.
no, that's from a different show.
Well, it started Media, and then when Melia.
Yeah. The L for R conversion. Remember we were sitting in the chair a second ago? Oh, never mind. I thought they had made a jump. The gold and black one is always going to be a better look.
It ended the same way.
Of course, I mean, I hope the second movie isn't going to be like 2012, a music video thing. I hope it's going to be a whole new story.
His reasoning is a little better.
It's the same reasoning. Yeah. Okay, we're still going back to that thing. Again, though, hundreds of thousands of people would have died
Would have died.
from the fold thing. I covered this in my note before episode 25. The element of just how many random people in the galaxy went unconscious while driving a vehicle in the middle of an operation in an unsafe environment. Hundreds across all the planets of the galaxy.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said I covered this in my notes before about the one planet where everyone fell unconscious. Oh yeah, and they also dimension folded this planet city.
Oh, it got reversed though. The crystallization, so I guess it kind of worked.
Oh no, it went back into fold space.
No, the crystallization on them, the
Oh,
white
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
that they were.
I don't know.
That was a difference from the original.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really explain where it's coming from, because the element would be it was aging her, and that's what's causing it.
Yeah.
But how would the song de-age her? Because then that implies that we've just created immortality. Listen to our songs and lose 5 years of your life. I mean, gain 5
Or not that,
years.
I think it's the destruction of the devices.
Oh, here we are, back to this. Back to this. The thing I indicated that we didn't get this time. Again, we do remember that we eat these things constantly, right? Nope, still
not
there.
completely.
Well, if Hayate wants to live up to his thing about I'm going to stay with you forever, he better start doing some hard drugs.
Okay, yeah.
Make himself the equivalent of her age. With the equivalent lifespan.
I like the pimp suit.
I-
on Johnson.
well, it's more of a suit, but
Yeah.
I came dressed for the wrong occasion.
Yeah. He's always, he's
You guys said we were going to a party.
yeah, well, they don't call him whatever Big Johnson for nothing. He dresses, it's a leisure suit. That's what it is. It's a leisure suit. He's leisure suit Johnson.
I would love it if this ends with a ship coming down and Ranka gets out and says, "We need your help." Kind of a Back to the
But
Future
in that
1
case,
ending.
if Roy gets defeated in this movie, everything happens the way it was, then what happens in the second movie?
As
Who's the bad guy?
I just said, Labyrinth of Time happens between this and the second movie, which means that Frontier characters looking for Alto is the next thing that we're supposed to have seen. Favorite song. And I gotta say, the same thing I said when Messer died and they did this halfway through the show. It's like, oh, we're gonna forget about Messer by the end because so much other shit will happen. And now we're returning to it at the end of the movie. Makes it, oh, we can't forget Messer. Although Messer did jack all really in the movie, so I don't know. The
Well, in the
trade-offs.
series, they kept mentioning him back and back again, so they didn't forget him.
I mean, like
series
4 or
either.
5 times. I think this is the
No.
better send-off. However, we didn't get as much Messer this time. Again, I'm just hoping second movie is going to be a Frontier Delta crossover. Quick, kill it, need it. Again, it's the element that Labyrinth of Time was supposed to be seen next. Of course, I am going to rewatch that before we get to next week to refresh myself. Because, it had no context for me back then. We were like, what the fuck is happening? Are they older? So...
Yeah.
Which they must have been.
I mean, Ranka was retiring from being an idol. That was her last concert.
So just the element that I would love if we get that. Like, isn't that the Galactic Ferry ship? Yeah. Like something like just lands. They come out. We need your help. Walkure is the current big time singers in the galaxy, and she would be also retired.
It is left. Yeah. Thought we were going to get something, but
I mean, there could be after the credits. You never know. It's not like we don't talk through the entirety of the credits anyway.
No.
I mean, again, that's my hope. As I said when we were getting to like the last 2 episodes of the show, that I was like, this isn't going to turn out well. And my continued hope that I think I was even talking about the second movie back then. Like, there was no hope for the movie, the first one. The first one has to establish everything from the first movie. We're right aligned. That means there's going to be imagery or video appearing on the left.
Yeah.
Which, of course, had to be from the movie.
Itself.
Yeah, okay.
Now we have that disco beat. Yeah.
Never had any hope that there was going to be anything in this movie. I mean, I'm glad there was changes. Yeah. I think they improved some things, but the fact that they lacked a lot of the stuff from the show or left it out for the time, understandable. But at the same time, just I feel like you've got to watch both to really appreciate the changes.
Going on, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, to appreciate the changes from the movie, but also know what was left out. You really had to put it together, some sort of combined storyline.
Yeah.
But even like I said, back then I was saying the second movie is going to be it. So, my only fear is that the second movie might be a 2012. That it might just be a music video. And if that is the case, that would fucking suck. Not because the music's bad or anything, but my hopes would be dashed. But I think the second movie is also a 2.5 hour bit. So I
Yeah.
do
No,
not
2012
think.
was like half an hour.
Yeah, I do not think
20
we would
20
do
minutes,
a
yeah.
2012 with that runtime.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I haven't double checked. I had this wrong runtime wrong. So, but yeah, I'm putting all my hopes on
Overall,
that.
I like what they did because to me, they tackled one of the things that I was, which is pacing and timing, right? Especially the timing. Sure, we cut a lot of stuff, but when the stuff happens and how it happens, in timing wise, was far better than the series. I think they realized, yeah, we messed up the timing there. So,
Well, I mean, they have to.
I mean,
They have to because
Yeah.
the movie has to be more succinct to fit everything in,
Yeah,
and
but they could still
especially
have-
not
they-
the element that we didn't do like a Frontier, which is
Mhm.
half the series in one half the series in the other half. We did it all in one, which just now frees us up to do anything in the movie too. Like you're saying, my
example,
concern is who's the villain. It's like I don't care. I don't care at this point. It's gonna be something new, and it's gonna be movie length, and hopefully movie funding. I guess, but the idea that Labyrinth of Time was supposed to be seen in between means that we're going to hopefully cover the element of what's that beam following up and above the galaxy.
Yeah.
Maybe we're going to see Lady M, and maybe that's where
Alto is that?
well, clearly that's not what I mean though. Sorry, my brain just shat itself trying to think of the name of the ship.
Mega Road?
Mega Road, yeah, I want to say the giant flying brick because that damn thing was a brick. But that's what I call a bunch of stuff in like Gundam. So it's like I couldn't think of the name. Yeah, where the Mega Road went, because wherever Lady M is, it has to be where the Mega Road went. So if we do get Lady M, and she does turn out to be like Misa or something, that's coming back to old characters and finally seeing what happened to them. Because if we get Misa, that's literally finding out, did she get with Hikaru? Did she not get with Hikaru? Like, what actually turned out to be... This is actually how the show ended.
Yeah. Literally, yeah.
Yeah, because it's lower quality animation. There's only 20 seconds left. Which could be 20 seconds of still frame.
Or
Come on,
nothing.
you have 15 seconds to give me something, and do not be a giant logo. God damn it. Okay. I was hoping for maybe, like, sometimes these Macross Delta episodes have ended with a, like, 5-second flash or something, so I was like, oh, maybe.
Not here.
But yeah, no. We could catch up on the Mega Road, find out what happened to even Minmay, right?
Yeah.
And then we're also catching up with Frontier because we find out what happens to Alto and the element of Ranka and Cheryl searching for him, and all of those characters. So you get your favorite characters back, plus old favorite characters that never really got ruined. And then these characters, because they're going to be involved. It's a Delta movie.
Yeah.
Really, the only thing
gonna
you're
have to-
going to not get is plus. Of course, you're not going to get 0, and you're not going to get 7. So
Unless what's his name? Birdman shows up.
I mean, I doubt it. I feel like this would have been the perfect place. That Birdman was just that one. Like, they didn't have to say a name or do anything. They could just, like, Birdman was in the chamber or something, and just have, like, and there was a body in the cockpit, and I'm like, oh, that's enough. That's enough for me. That's Shiraname. I got it. Sorry, Saraname. That was Saraname. I got it. That's it. That's all I needed. But they didn't, and it wouldn't make any sense to me to have it be there.
Yeah, the one thing that they screwed up, I think, was not establishing why the Windermerians wanted to go to free themselves from the nuns, right? It's like, oh, we're just going to fight the nuns. Why? We have the scene of the explosion in the crater, but that's never explained. So,
as I said, you have to watch the show.
But I will say, for example, again, timing and pacing, having them the midway point being Messer dies. I also like how Messer died as well. I like the original. It was pretty shocking. Like, oh shit, he just outflew him. Damn. But here's like, nope. Again, it fixes a problem that had Hayate was like, Not best, I'm a mediocre pilot, but space magic makes me much better, right? Which kind of did happen a little bit at the very end. But he was like, no, I am a rookie pilot, part of Delta Flight, and therefore I've shown that I already have the skills. Let's focus on Freya, right? And also, hey, Messer sacrificed, and he was the one who essentially took down Keith, right? He wounded him, didn't kill him, but wounded him, right? Showing that they were equals, right? Not Hayate, who later was like, oh, space magic, I can actually wound Keith, right? Which never made a lot of sense, right? And they got captured, right? Because our take on that was like, oh, they were back in Elysium, like they just let them go, even though they were winning, right? Here's like, no, we captured them, and we're gonna use them. And oh, by the way, we're gonna use propaganda to convince everybody, or at least convince Walkure to side with us, even though we didn't need to, because hey, we got who we want to, which is Mikuma, right?
Like I said, I appreciated all of the changes that the movie made to the storyline. The unfortunate bit, as I also said, is that the movie doesn't have time to give you all the other details that the show has. Like, I don't think that they cut anything for the additional stuff, because the additional stuff was just changes. And the changes lasted about as long as the originals. So literally, the only cuts that they made were literally the cuts to make it 2 hours long.
The battle was better. Like, oh no, we have to evacuate. We're losing, even though we just killed the king and damaged their ship. But we're still gonna leave. It was like, no, that didn't happen. We just had our battle, and the ship got damaged.
Yeah, because we didn't have the entire cluster fight. Like, we didn't have the Windemirians trying to take over everything. It's just they sang at one fight. All the things appeared out of fold space that get explained. They just appear, but we know from the show. And then they go to Ragna after capturing Makumo and gang, because they just do 2 parts of their 10-part plan from the show. So they really cut it down. But even them getting captured by the Windemirians, all of that makes so much more sense than why were they being restricted from Makumo from the Chaos people, or why did they all get arrested when they having your own side arrest you for a bunch of all this shit made no fucking sense. I rallied against it the whole fucking time. But having the Windemirians do it makes so much more sense, and they gave them a reason to have done it.
Overall, compared to this, which again makes the series look even poorer, because now you could have done all of that in the series, and that would have been cool. But they didn't do that in the series. They did it here, so...
Well, I disagree with you. I don't think it makes it look worse. It's a combined media sort of thing now. Because to understand the movie, you have to have the context from the show. But the show is worse than the movie, so you have to watch a worse thing to get through the movie. But the movie suffers from not explaining the stuff that the show explains. So the movie has its negatives, the show has its negatives. Together, they form one good thing. But you have to attack on 2 hours of watch time to a show that you're already watching in order to do that. I would say it's worth it. It's not a bad show. Like, I'm still upset. Not upset. I still don't like certain elements that I didn't like from the beginning. And maybe I have investment bias, that I've invested all this time in it, so I have to say it's good. Otherwise, I'm a fool. But... Or, the thing in my head now is Zex from Gundam Wing. Literally the last episode we watched. Fools! Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's not a bad show. No,
I liked it, but like I said, I'm not saying it's bad. I said disappointed because it could have been so much better. And in many ways, the movie shows the places where it could have been better. Even though you're right, you need to watch them both to understand them, which it's a weakness of the movie as well, right? Because you don't watch the series, it's like, why is this guy standing in this cliff face? Like, and I even get a close. I think we get a short close up, and he's like,
where he's looking up at the dragon hawk thing flying by. Yeah, no,
but
here's
it's also
the thing,
it's a cliff face
I wouldn't even say that this is the worst Macross, but that's a personal opinion.
No,
like, do you think this is better or worse than 7? You do think it's worse? Okay, I thought you might be I don't know. Here's my thing: is that I don't know what elements you had a problem with of 7 that you think that this show is doing a better job than.
That would be a much longer discussion. Perhaps we should have by the end of the entire run of Macross, like do the final ratings and.
Well,
make
yeah,
that
no, I've already
discussion.
mentioned that. Well, I think I mentioned. I don't remember what I've actually talked out loud and thought now at this point. Well, the element, I think I talked about this before, doing a rank. No, I've talked about it many times, in fact, over many shows, but I think I mentioned this before we started Delta, maybe near the end of Frontier, because I know during the Frontier rankings, I asked you a bunch of questions, like ranking stuff, on recording, I mean, not like off stream.
Yeah.
So, obviously, I think we should do a ranking. Ooh. No, I think okay. I think I can do this the normal way that we do the character ranking, where you and I do individual rankings, and then we'll do an audience ranking thing, and that way, I'll have a personal chart for you, I'll have a personal chart for me, and then we'll do the combined thing all together, which also shows we rank this one higher than the audience, or the audience ranks this higher than us, that sort of thing. I think that would be a little fun thing to do. Because I think I mentioned also doing that with like Gundam once we hit the end of the 1 year war, a ranking of what shows and everything. Because I've got all the images for all of the titles and whatnot.
Which is coming up soonish.
No,
I suppose.
not really.
We're close. How many? No, we got Thunderbolt and we got
Oh no, it's not. We still got Thunderbolt. It's the element that there's 2 Thunderbolt movies, and then we've only watched the first episode of Thunderbolt, which means there's 7 other episodes. And we watch, at best, 2 a week of Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
So that is, what, like 2 months?
Oh.
And then we'll be out of the 1 year war, and we'll be into Zeta, I guess. No, Zeta. It's Stardust Memory, I think.
Memory.
Well, there's a bunch of Encore, too, because we're covering everything. Boy, I can't wait for the people who get converted from Macross to Gundam based on watching the end conversation post-end of the movie.
Yeah. There's stuff that we're doing. All the other stuff, which is quite a bit. And then Theta's doing even more stuff because he's streaming his own solo thing. And I'm doing my stuff because I'm doing mad making over Twitch.
Now you mention it. No, you can advertise yourself again after I get done this short thing. I just got done watching Yamato, Space Battleship Yamato, the other day, and literally, there's a God. I wish I had brought it up when we were watching. Like now, I can't remember. Oh, right. In the show, Macross Delta, when they're all locked up, and we have the episode while they're locked up and they're talking to one another, and they go through the whole flashback thing.
Yeah.
The last Yamato episode I watched, they captured a Gameless pilot, and then they've got him, and they're like, "Oh, he's gonna be a fucking." Funky alien creature or something like that. They look like fucking humans that are blue.
Yeah.
The guy sees him and he rushes in, grabs a knife, and goes to stab him. And in the middle of the stabbing motion, we get a flashback of him as a child back on Earth when Earth is first getting bombarded by the radioactive meteorites from Gameless, and all about how his family died in the meteor crash and how everyone was suffering and got rushed down to the subterranean tunnels and everything like that. And it's like, this is an amazing episode, but I don't know why we couched it in the middle of we captured a pilot. Because literally after that, he's like, he drops the knife and everything, and then all this other shit happens, and then just let the pilot go. Like, we couldn't get any information from him. He's such a low ranked pilot. He doesn't know anything. Yeah. We'll just send him on his way. We fixed his thing, right? Oh, we can't keep him on board. We have too little food. Send him with some food too. What the fuck? The beginning segment where we capture him and the end segment where we let him go, fucking meaningless. The entire flashback thing was good. Should have been its own episode. The same thing for the Macross Delta episode. We should have just had a backstory episode that didn't involve any, we didn't need a setup for it. Yeah. So I appreciate it here where we just didn't have a setup for it. It just happened. We had a backstory segment. And while I'm watching that, I'm just thinking back to, I can't remember anyone's name, so I don't have the board in front of me. Going to stab a Gameless guy and just
I mean, here in the movie it happens when they're in the hot bath. Like they're just sharing with a new person. It's like, oh, this is where we come from. This is who we are. Now you're part of us. In the prison, it was like, well, I guess we have, I don't have a harmonica, so I guess we're gonna have to start talking.
Yeah, I'm saying here in the movie it was organic, and in that it wasn't. It's like I don't need to remember why this guy hates the Gameless. And it's also like, why you? Why did he have to be the one to stab him? Literally everyone on Earth has lost everything. We're literally on this mission because there's 308 days left towards human extinction. We already had an episode prior where everyone got to send communications for like 5 minutes back to Earth, and everyone left the room crying because shit on Earth is bad. Everyone's families are like, I don't think you're coming back. And if you do come back, no one's going to be alive.
Be here.
Yeah. So it's like everyone has that motivation to kill this guy. I didn't need your backstory all of a sudden to justify why you'd be doing this. So it's like, it's not needed.
So there you have it. That's the first movie of the 2 movies of Delta. I liked it. That's my take on it.
Yeah.
Overall, I think is a vast improvement over what came before.
I don't know, it's a vast improvement. It is an improvement, but it requires you watch the show as well. So,
which is what I was going to say, but thank you for adding it. Yeah.
Oh, because I've already said it. I interrupted you at the point where you said as Theta, so you were about to repeat what I said. So all I did was repeat what I said, interrupting you from repeating what I said. We're in a loop.
You repeated what I. Yeah.
I didn't repeat what you were going to say. This isn't some time travel thing. We're not going through time and space.
Yeah.
Oh, you acknowledge that that's what that means.
Well, we are going through time and space, so.
That's not how that is used, and you know that. So this is just the point where you can make that argument. Anyway, yeah. I guess there's not much else to say here until we get to the final movie. But again, there's going to be the next movie, and then we have the specials and stuff, which I have to relocate off of my list. Because the problem is sometimes these specials aren't translated, and if they're not translated, then they're not something we're actively engaging in. There's so much Macross stuff that's not translated, unfortunately. All right. Well, that said then, once again, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below, and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?